Aye, Captain.
I can't hear you.
Aye, Captain.
I can't hear you. I'm deaf, you bastards.
Sorry, Captain.
Signs it.
Sorry, Captain.
Signs aye.
Hello.
Signs, aye.
I am here with my players. Cat,
Yo.
Damian,
Hello.
Kirv,
Hiya.
Mortar,
Heyo.
and Romulus.
Hello.
We are unfortunately missing a Vinny today, but hopefully, whatever Vinny is doing, he is enjoying himself, probably because it is Easter.
He's gallivanting around with sheep because he's in Wales.
Oh, that's right, he's in Wales. That's true.
So the less spoken about his Easter
The
adventure,
better.
the better, possibly.
Yeah, that's true. So, are you all ready? Excellent.
Yeah.
Love to hear the enthusiasm in your voices. Welcome, one and all. Glad to see that you're all so well rested. I think we should begin today's session, don't you? Last time, our party of adventurers, Cat, Damian, Kirv, Mortar, Romulus, and Vinny, successfully avoided a major confrontation with the people of Ninborough before continuing on their way with the blessing of some elder westward towards Ovok'Gro, their destination. Now within the city walls, after avoiding the mob waiting outside, they had a touching discussion between them. They spent that time getting to know one another a little better, with their understanding of their next steps and what exactly they want from the party. With this time to themselves, they found a room within the left rib, an inn just below the left side of the massive frozen titan that looms over the city of Ovok'Gro. With the goals of discovering information, they got a good night's rest and prepared for the day ahead. You all wake one after another in the morning. Damian obviously in the way station compared to the rest of the party, as a nice cool breeze from outside begins to catch you all as the Learman's tiny hut disappears. You see the thin veils of fresh snow falling onto your balcony for those of you within the inn, and the sounds of the cityscape remain quiet. The city still seems to be sleeping. So, what would you like to do?
Well, I plan to hit a library up today. See if I can find some information.
What? How did you word that again?
Shh. It's okay.
It's a library and everybody's sleeping.
Yeah, how early is it? Is it going to be open?
I was going to say, how
It won't be open. Yeah, I'm
now?
not going to want food. I need to. Spells all sorted. But
How early is it now, Chris? Out of curiosity, when we wake up.
You went to bed at probably around 11 p.m, so it's probably around 7-8 o'clock in the morning. So the sun's come up, but it's a little bit difficult to tell with what looks to be the clouds kind of beginning to return and gather from the mountains, kind of the snow.
Still very few people awake at the minute.
You can't hear anybody outside. It's one of those things, you can hear the wind, but you do not hear like like what you would expect from regular like city chatter, carts and horses or otherwise large beasts of burden moving around. There doesn't sound like there's revelry either. People are quiet, it would seem.
I think scratching his butt, Mortar walks his way over to the window and just takes a look outside just to see if he can see any like foot traffic or anything.
Okay. Looking out, you can see that there's a few bits of foot traffic here and there, people moving to and from. It's not a lot of foot traffic though. For a city this large, there's barely anybody moving around. You do note that quite a lot of the people you do see seem to be more of those city guard wandering around, ice elementals in tow.
Was the scratching his
Mortar.
butt necessary?
100%.
Yes.
Mortar has an itch and you must scratch it.
Very
Mortar says to
divine.
you guys. Mortar, yeah, absolutely. Mortar just turns to you guys and says, "It's kind of quiet out there. Most of the other cities and stuff I've been in tend to be a little more rowdy, even at this time. Kind of weird."
Maybe it's the change of the weather. That if I not go outside in the cold.
Maybe. I mean, could there be like a curfew or something? Because there's still guards. There's guards and ice elementals patrolling out there. Do you reckon there's like a curfew for some reason?
We can go and ask the bar staff. They might have an answer.
Sure. Mortar's already dressed.
So are you heading downstairs to...
Yeah,
Ask
we'll
questions.
go downstairs. We're probably going to get some food as well. I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, start the day off right.
Okay, so everyone mark a silver off for getting some food. Food and drinks and stuff. As you otherwise head downstairs and begin to take seats, you note that quite a lot of the inn's occupants are otherwise up and downstairs, it would seem. Quite a few of them are beginning to order food and breakfast, and the rush begins to kind of kick in for the early morning. You otherwise catch a moment as the innkeeper otherwise kind of rushes over to just generally have a word within the what looks to be a rather nice looking lounge where you've otherwise taken your seat, and a few individuals are sat around kind of a crackling fire off to one corner, warming or gently warming the room, and kind of the bright white of the snow beginning to cover windowsills. Good morning, hopefully you all slept well.
I did, thank you.
That's good.
Morning.
And what can I get you food-wise?
Oh. Can I have a fruit salad?
That should be quite alright, yes.
Thank you.
I'll go for something with a bit of protein, a bit of meat in it. I think. What else do you have? Mortar's looking at the menu like it's a weird thing. He's kind of looking at it, going.
I can recommend the full breakfast. And that'll contain a good
Right.
amount of protein and a mixture of fruit and veg.
I'll
Mortar
take that
shrugs
too.
and says, "Yeah." Mortar shrugs and says, "Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go for that."
Yeah. Nods to you two, looks to Romulus.
Hello there.
Hello.
For my night.
What would you like to eat?
I am currently thinking. I believe that the best thing for the moment is probably a nice sandwich. What options do you have available?
The breakfast sandwich?
Hmm. Does
Definitely
that
good for
come
breakfast.
with mushrooms?
Does that what, sorry?
Does that come with mushrooms?
It can do.
Excellent. Then I believe
Wonderful.
the breakfast sandwich with mushrooms would be ideal.
Otherwise nods. Wonderful. Well then, I will get those all sorted for you, and your meal will be with you soon.
Before you head off,
Mm-hmm.
can I ask you something?
Of course.
Well, two things. Is there a library in this city?
There's a scriptorium, although it, depending on what you're after, it's under private care.
How about historical events? Would that be open to public use?
Depends on the historical events, but I can't say I know too much more than that. All I know is that people go to the scriptorium to find information, and if the owners of it, the scribe wardens, do not see it as necessary to give you the information, or they do not believe that it's relevant to a case, then they do not relinquish such information.
Okay.
But
Do you have a map of the area that we can maybe buy off you?
not me.
we're
no.
very-
There are
Anyway.
they are cartographers throughout the city, freelance ones that otherwise work on hunting routes. But they can be a bit pricey. It's around this time of year we see the most adventurers come through and they sell their maps for a higher price to make a bit extra.
Understandable. Secondly, it's really quiet outside. Is there a reason for this?
Yes. I mean, the Moon Festival has just finished and people have been out celebrating. So they'll most likely be up and back to normal around noonish.
Oh, okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Otherwise nods and heads off.
It'll be the first time I think I've actually had breakfast, like a proper breakfast in an establishment. Normally
Romulus makes proper breakfasts.
in an establishment, Kirv. In an establishment. Oh, by the way, Barkeep, if you wouldn't mind, the lady
off.
here looks like... Oh, God damn it. Mortar stands up and follows him. Mortar stands up and runs after him.
Way too late, buddy.
Okay. Okay,
Hi,
you get up and follow them. Hi, did you not want the full breakfast?
No. Absolutely want that. Sounds amazing.
Okay.
The lady's looking a bit harsh. Could you get her the strongest bottle of alcohol you have? She will be paying for it.
We don't do alcohol here.
Damn it.
Probably
Mortar,
You need to stop
Also,
trying.
Mortar kind of sags and he's like, ah!
We
And
have
walks away.
we have breakfast
looking-
juice or a milkshake, depending on what you want.
Make it curdled milk. Also walks back.
Oh,
Also
God.
walks back towards the table and just gives gives Kirv the "I'm watching you" eyes. Just payback for last time.
Okay. So, while you're all waiting for your food, Damian, your day is a slow start. People have been drinking well into the night, you've been playing card games with people into the night, and you're waking up slowly but surely. You find yourself fully rested and otherwise ready to go for the rest of the day.
Cool.
I'll say what you understand about this way station is that you can leave Starlight here. However, you have to pay to leave Starlight here. The way station is free for the first day, but every other day it costs.
Okay, that's fine. Cost being
Cost will be 1 silver for basically maintenance. The cost
per
of
day.
Yes, the cost of feed and for the space that you're taking.
Oh, actually, that's kind of handy because that means that I'm not using up.
Your own feed. Yeah.
I've still got 3 lots of.
Mhm.
So £30. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that sounds fine.
Okay.
Changing a gold into 9 silver.
No, that's fine. I'm spending the 1 for the space. So you otherwise make a note of it. You're given a tag to reference which one is yours. Obviously, you've already given name and Starlight's name, so you're otherwise all sorted there.
Yeah.
But the rest of your companions do not know that you have... Well, they know that you aren't with them. Is there anything in particular you would like to do? Did you want to try and meet back up with them, or did you have other agendas today?
Does the way station do any food?
They do hay, and
Yes, give Damian hay.
that's about it. The food, they don't have food for people, they have food for animals.
Whilst Damian picks up a clean bit of straw, puts it in his mouth, and sort of chews on it in thought.
His horse overlord is ruling him.
Damian's currently chewing the cud.
Called it.
Yeah, but the rest of you aren't
Hey,
there, so
can
none of you
do
know that.
It's called-
No, I know, right?
Hey, only I'm allowed to chew the cud here. Thank you very much.
I feed Starlight a couple of the Granny Smith apples.
Okay.
Sort of stroke nose and say, "I'll be back later. Don't worry, you're fine here."
Otherwise blows some hot air in your face and then promptly eats up the apples.
Seems fair.
Whilst shitting. Look,
maybe.
no one in these goddamn worlds ever talks about the fact that those horses are shitting like
Everywhere.
30% of the time.
That's what
Just
prestidigitation's
everywhere.
for.
I'm just imagining like every horse gets like a little ribbon, one of those magic ribbons they tie around the back, the end of the tail, so that whenever they poop, it just prestidigitates it away. And somewhere there is the shit dimension.
No, the Paladin has a retainer for a reason. That's the guy who's with a wheelbarrow permanently behind a horse. And then
Oh my
finds a
God.
gardener that needs some.
I was going to say, like, yeah, it's most likely going to be like, it's fresh manure. That stuff's useful for growing plants. And down here in the south, where it gets cold very quickly, that can be like gold dust.
Besides, nice and warm anyway, so put your hands around it, yeah!
Oh my days.
Oh no.
Not on it, around it, just. Anyway,
Oh,
I'm gonna-
God.
walk out the way station.
Mhm.
Do I remember if I need to turn left or right to find the left rib? I mean, obviously, the big
To-
statue's a hint, but just in general.
It's not a statue, but yes, there is a...
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where I would say you can pretty much accurately guess where the left rib must be.
Yeah, but is it left or right from where I
To the
way
right
station?
from
That's
where
all I'm
you-
asking.
To the right of the way
I'm
station.
going right. Okay, cool. In that case, I'm going to turn right and head up there.
Okay.
Yep. And I will walk in.
Okay. You walk in, you see that there is what looks to be some form of like a bellboy sat behind the reception at this time, just manning the station. Good morning, sir. Are you looking to book in for a room?
No, I'm absolutely fine. I'm just joining some companions who stayed here overnight. I believe they rented a suite.
Right. Do you have names to go with that?
Yes?
Why are you asking that as a question?
I love the idea that Damian hasn't put
Just like-
our names
It's
yet.
like, stumped again.
I just know them as the people.
Well,
Who
if-
are my party?
If you let me know their names, we can call them out if they're awake in the lounge, and if not, then you'll have to wait in the foyer, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Who should I be asking for?
Okay, now I get a choice of which of the five do I want to A, disturb, and B, bring out. You know what? It makes sense given the last person that yep. A Mortar?
Oh shit.
Mortar, right? Okay, and you are...
So Damian Dalasenos of the Order of the Crest?
Oh.
You hadn't noticed from the insignia?
I had...
Give it a rest.
Sir Damian, understood. Right, if you could wait here for me, please. And they
I
kind of...
stepped out the wrong side of the stall this morning.
You otherwise sit down in the foyer and wait. Moment passes. The rest of you, as your breakfast is brought to you, it's laid down on the table. You pick up your knife and fork. You're ready to dig in. Is there a mortar amongst those here?
Mortar will kind of cock his head around and go, "Who's asking?"
The bellboy otherwise runs over. There's somebody saying they're here to see you. Sir Damian?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You're not. Huh?
What? No, what?
You're not. Oh, I mean, sure. Let someone else in. We don't know who that is.
Mortar will stare.
Roll
Mortar will
me a
stare.
deception check. Oh
I think
boy.
we all just tend to look at Cat.
Yeah, we're kind of just looking at Cat at the minute.
Okay.
It's been annoying.
Okay.
This works well. Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Kirv
that
has a
works really
proud
well.
smile on.
What is my deception? There's no way is this gonna be good. Holy crap! It's an 18.
Whoa.
Very good. That's
How?
very freaking good.
Okay.
Mortar's eyes glaze over for a minute. There has never been a day.
The bellboy otherwise looks at you, Mortar? Is this true? This isn't somebody you know? We're not supposed to just let people in.
Mortar walks outside, walks past the boy and says, "Where is he?"
He's in the foyer.
Mortar's like, "Yeah, we know. He's part of our group."
Roll me a persuasion check.
Oh no. You can
Please.
beat me.
All in that one, because I want to stay waiting in the foyer now and start. Why not?
You want to stay in the foyer?
No, this is no. Damian doesn't. As a player, I'm going to find it hilarious if that ends up being the case.
Alright, so
It's fine. You can pick up breakfast on the way round.
I said that just off. Oh, there you go.
30-20. There we go.
Okay.
Oh.
But we'll go. Right.
Don't mind her. She's just a child.
I gathered that. Otherwise, nods. You otherwise led to the foyer, and Damian, you see Mortar otherwise come through the double doors to one side.
Mortar just waves his hand. Yo, sleep well.
Yeah, pretty well.
Nice. Oh, there's a fuck me. There's a full
Ooh, that
breakfast.
sounds less appealing.
There's a full breakfast in there waiting for you. Have fun. And also I'll head off into the city.
Okay.
Damian looks at the receptionist boy and is like, huh?
Yeah, he otherwise looks back at you very confusedly and is like, I guess you're having his breakfast?
It would appear so, yes. This is obviously what the plan was.
Obviously.
Of course. Then by all means, go through. He's very confused.
Thank you.
So, Damian, you return to the table with no Mortar.
What did you do to him?
Who?
Mortar?
And I look around like, huh?
Roll me a deception check.
What?
This is where the really low roll comes in because you guys are rolled high and it's me rolling a dice.
That's not bad.
Okay.
It's not bad, yeah.
I said deception.
Yeah.
It's a 15.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's passive insight is actually that high, so... But take it as you will.
Got a 4. Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty. Where did Mortar go?
I don't know. I haven't seen him this morning. I did ask for him, but I never saw him. Damian's covering for his homeboy.
My man!
Is he gonna go and eat hay?
Oh,
Sorry?
Is Mortar gonna go eat hay, or are we looking at him going elsewhere? I'm very confused, but okay.
What's going on?
I just rush through Cat's head at the moment. It's like, right, he spent the night with his horse, and now he's come back and suddenly one of the members of the party. This is really not good. This is not looking good.
Conspiracies.
Cat is gonna be observing to make sure that there's nothing going on. There's no shady eyes or anything looking over, watching Damian.
Make me a
Oh, you
perception
will
check.
note that Damian's still got the piece of straw in his mouth.
He's watching extra vigilant. Horse boy is being overtaken by his horse overlord. That's surprisingly not too bad. For Cat, that's a 15.
15.
She does.
Okay. You look around. You don't see any eyes watching you, but you could just be missing them.
Oh, it's not the other eyes. It's I'm watching Damian's shifty eyes to make sure he's not ogling up the other party members.
Oh, I see.
Are they the next? Are they the next targets?
Are they next?
Are they next? I mean, he's just walked in, casually said he hasn't seen hasn't seen Mortar, and is now eating Mortar's breakfast.
The fiend.
It seems evil, and he's also eating straw, which further evidence that his horse overlord exists.
Damian gets so much shit for stuff that he do. It's so funny. I'm sorry, Damian.
Okay.
You know, he hasn't slept in a stall with one of his steeds for a long time, so obviously this must be a new part of the character I'm discovering. Sleep in the stables becomes mischievous.
So, while you're all having
the equine deity.
So while you're all having breakfast, Mortar, what are you going to be up to then?
Mortar's just strolling down the street. He knows that Cat's plan is to head to the library, and there was a lot of people in that bar, and Mortar was kind of like, I don't really care for that. I'd rather just kind of crack on with the day. So he's going to just kind of inquire around for other useful sources of like areas where there are other useful sources of information and stuff like that. Maybe even try to get some directions to the library and then head back to the party once he's done that.
Okay.
Good
So-
sources of information. The old ketchup snitch.
Oh, 100%.
Yep. So if you're going to be asking around, are you going to be asking just random people on the street, or you're going to ask the guards who are wandering around?
I'll ask the guards first because they seem a bit more abundant in terms of like at this time of
Yes.
day they seem more present. So I'll ask the guards. They know the city.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
Heading up to one of the groups of the guards, you can see that there will look to be two of these individuals in kind of this heavy crystalline and kind of bright metal armor, large shields and maces currently holstered at their side. You can see standing behind them is what looks to be some form of caster wearing this almost reinforced metal breastplate with kind of flowing sections of robe, which are otherwise kind of embedded with little bits of crystal. And a large crystal that floats behind their head, and behind them stands a otherwise huge ice elemental that just seemingly has what looks to be these metal bands around its wrists, in almost this jagged humanoid form, and the head otherwise just kind of observing and keeping an eye as you approach.
Hey, excuse me.
Yes, how can I help? One of the
Hi.
orcal individuals at the
hey.
front says, looking towards you.
Hi. I was wondering if maybe I could get some directions to I think they called it it's a library of some sort. It was like the Scriptology or something.
The Scriptorium.
Scriptorium, that's the one. Yeah, it was,
Yes.
we were told about it earlier. We're looking for some information, some historical information, essentially. We'd like to, pick up some old bits and pieces. So
This
Yes.
guard is thinking, why is this random person speaking in as many people?
I mean,
Mortar's
that's
eyes
true.
are like going just side to side frantically. He's like, what do I say?
If you're, if you're heading towards
He's trying to be as cool as he can.
if you're heading towards the Scriptorium, you'll be looking for heading to the further west portion of the city. It's a large building with a crystalline dome and a bell tower attached to it. That'll be what you're looking for. But if you're going to be getting into looking for things, you'll need to otherwise. You might not get what you're after.
And permits and stuff.
Not necessarily permits. The script wardens otherwise look over it over all the information, and if they deem it dangerous, then they otherwise won't let you have a look at it.
Okay. No worries. Is there a way we can potentially get like some permission? Would you have any idea onto how we might be able to do that?
They would. One of their number would be the one you'd want to talk to. Headmaster there.
Great. Okay. Well,
Can't
thank you very
say
much
I-
for your time, officer.
That's alright, and you have a pleasant day as well.
Have a pleasant day.
Okay.
Uh,
Roll me a persuasion
hold
check.
Oh, okay.
He's not going to have a pleasant day unless you do a really
Is he gonna have a pleasant day? Let's find out.
His day's going to
Let's find out if he. Oh,
Listen.
he's gonna have a shit day. He's gonna have a shit day.
He's
That's
going to have the worst day known to man.
Okay.
That's a real shit day.
In this moment, I will say, you've otherwise travelled through cities before as a mercenary, and you know that laying low is something speaking to the guard here, you gather that one of the others in this moment has taken note of your features, who you are. You're a strange individual asking for information from the scriptorium on ancient history. You don't know how sensitive that topic is, but from what you've heard, it might be. So they've taken note of your face and features and have a way to identify
my face
you.
is covered.
For-
My face is covered.
For the most part, yes, but there's still very distinctive features about your character.
Yes.
You know, carrying a
Yeah.
firearm of some form, darker clothing, and a white background is going to make you very easy to
Mortar.
identify.
I will make the point of Mortar would have approached the guard, hiding the gun as best he could, because
Okay.
he doesn't want to approach a guard with an arm with like a weapon visible.
That's
Necessarily.
fair. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and
Yeah.
roll me a stealth check in return to this. This is during broad daylight, so you will lose the proficiency on this.
Gotcha. So this will just be a +4.
Yep. 10.
That's 10.
I'll say in this moment you keep it generally hidden, but there are moments when you're kind of articulating or talking or moving, and
Yeah, for sure.
you suspect they may have noticed. But
That's fine.
you otherwise
I
gathered
wasn't
some
making it
information.
like a hostile motion. So.
No, that's fine. They didn't pick up any hostile motion. It's more of a precautionary measure on their part.
Mortar will return to the tavern. He's gotten the information that he wants, and he walks back through the door, waves over to the guys as he returns to the table and says, "Okay, I've just been out, spoke to one of the guards. They were saying that the scriptorium is to the west, like far kind of west of the city. We've got to look out for domed buildings, and I think it was it a majestic bell head or bell top?
Had a bell tower just above the dome.
A majestic bell tower. Yeah, that's what we got to look for apparently. So that just cuts down our time a little bit.
As you walk in, literally, you're talking, you just see like joy in Cat's eyes. You're not dead. He lives.
You also see your breakfast is gone.
Yeah, I planned the breakfast to be gone. That was part of the deal.
So
And
what
not
will you
over
be
to Damian.
eating? So what will you be eating for breakfast?
Oh, I'll
Eh?
find a rat somewhere.
Oh heavens!
I'll find a rat somewhere.
Hope you're satisfied, Damian.
I mean, I've just had a full English breakfast or similar, so yeah.
Oh,
I think
man is satisfied. Man is satisfied.
Right. All right. Well, shall we go and search out the scriptorium then?
I was actually thinking of maybe, while you guys go and do that, I'm not really much for the book learned. I was thinking of maybe going and seeing if there were some other sources of information that may not necessarily be above board. I was wondering if maybe one of you guys wanted to come check it out.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
I can't say I'm much of a library person, so I might as well.
Alright, okay, sounds good to me. I need you to be on your best behaviour though, Kirv. None of your usual bullshit, thank you.
Definitely.
Mortar smiles and waves back at you.
And Kirv smiles.
Alrighty, okay, well, you guys are ready to go. Shall we meet back here?
Yeah, that'd probably be the best bet, because we all know where this is.
Cool. Just had a thought, because wasn't the whole point of us sharing... Obviously, we'd still be sharing a room, but the whole point of us sharing a room was so that way we wouldn't get caught out by those Mortar Whispers assassins again. So,
Well, this is why
is it
it's-
worth us... But what I'm saying is it worth us changing location? Or do you reckon it'd be okay coming back here? I mean, the guards and stuff look incredibly capable. They have these ice elementals and mages and shit. With these crazy armor and everything.
I don't think we're going to have too much of an issue during the day. So
Okay.
probably meeting back here and then discussing what we want to do from that. Probably the best bet.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. Alright, let's do that then. We'll meet back here. Do we have a time in mind, or...?
Well, depending on how long it's going to take because I've got a lot of information I'm probably have to wade through, so I'm probably going to spend most of the day trying to read. So back here for just before dinner?
Cool. And Mortar will walk over to Kat, put a hand on her shoulder, and whisper, saying, "Oh yeah, and also, you mentioned that you were making a firearm. It'd be really cool to take a look at that later if you're interested."
Yeah, we'd probably have to go outside the city. I don't know how they'd feel about me
Yeah.
summoning an elemental of fire
Yeah,
here
absolutely.
anyway.
Yeah. We'll go outside the city and stuff. The other guy, other guys could also come as well, just to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Seems better if we stick together, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Then shall we
Awesome.
we disperse and meet back here later?
Sounds great. Okay, let's do it.
As you're all getting up to go, you notice that Damian's still just sort of... He's got the finished plate still in front of him, but he's just sort of chewing the straw and just sort of staring into space a bit. He's not really aware of what
Damian?
you guys were discussing.
Hello.
Who wants to look
Damian.
after that one?
I think it would be more detrimental to us if we bring a knighted balloon into the potentially shadier parts of the city.
True.
Wait,
Okay.
shady parts of the city? What?
We'll take him to the library, the scriptorium.
Gotcha. It should be a
What's
nice.
going on?
It should be a nice teen fantasy rom-com novel that he can stay in while you guys are doing the research.
They might have a book on horses for him.
Oh no! Don't give him that. He'll get too excited.
I need to insight these guys. I'm very confused because I've been out of it for a little bit.
Go for it.
What I wants to insight Damian. Is he okay? He seems really off.
That's not the greatest insight. That's an 11.
Okay. Yeah, you're a little confused and confuddled on what exactly the party's doing, but I mean, hey, you can just walk along and find out.
Yeah?
Can I communicate to Jeff without talking to him? Is that
Yes.
part of familiar? Okay, I'm gonna just tell Jeff, keep an eye on Damian. Something's going on.
Yeah, something's not bad.
Okay.
So he's not gonna leave me, but he's gonna keep an eye on Damian while
Yep.
he's in proximity of me.
Yeah, that's fine.
And you're inciting me?
It was more of a question to Chris. Like, can I, like, in fact, actually, you know what? No, I'll tap Damian on the shoulder and just say, "Hey, man, like, you're all right. You've seemed really off these last few days. Ever since we fought that Noctarch. Are you doing okay?"
Yeah, I'm fine. I've got some things on my mind I'm trying to puzzle over.
Okay, well, if you want to talk about it, feel free to find someone to do that with. Mortar will tap you on the shoulder.
Thanks. And good cover?
Mortar nods and gives you a massive thumbs up. 100%.
You get a twitch of a smile back, and then just sort of Damian returns to chewing the shore, and he thinks, "Wait, hang on, actually, I probably should be getting up to follow these guys."
So, who have we got going where? We've got Kat, Damian, and Romulus. Are you all going to the scriptorium?
Yeah, I think.
Okay. And then I will have Mortar, Kirv, and Vinny go looking
Yeah, I was going to say...
for underground shenaniganry.
Oh, bless you, whoever that was.
Thanks.
Okay.
Welcome.
So let's start with the scriptorium. As you wander out into the streets, all of you, and part ways going your different directions, you make your way towards the scriptorium with the directions that you have been given. I would like one of Team Scriptorium to go ahead and make me a survival check with advantage, please.
That's not me.
That'll probably be Romulus, right?
Yeah.
He's also higher than I am, so you can probably see further.
Romulus?
I mean, Damian's just chewing straw and
Um,
not taking a huge amount of notice of his surroundings.
I think Harlan might be right back. Or he's not
Yeah,
yet.
I've
Tabletop.
got a funny feeling that's the case.
okay, then
Is he in tabletop?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No?
No.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
no, I was looking on the other side.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, hopefully we'll get a Harlan back soon. So yeah, go ahead and roll with advantage when you can. DC isn't high, so you don't have to worry too much. Unless you roll two
Okay,
natural
cool.
ones, you'll be fine. Well, that's
I'm
a 4 and a
trying.
5. So how much is that?
7.
7. Takes a little bit of time, unfortunately. But you otherwise do eventually arrive at the scriptorium, as you otherwise see what looks to be a kind of pearlescent white and grey, almost marbled building. Otherwise standing about 2 stories tall, you can see that has a large kind of crystalline dome over the top where light is otherwise refracting off of it. You can also see a large tower where a bell is kind of slightly swinging from side to side, although it is quiet for the most part. You otherwise see that the doors are open and there are individuals on the inside, these kind of beautiful glass doors in place in front of the scriptorium.
Okay.
Oh.
Gonna head in.
Okay. You head inside. Immediately upon kind of opening the exterior doors, you pass into what looks to be a kind of a central foyer made of kind of this dark pine or tarred pine. What looks to be decorative and quite a nice foyer, a few seats here and there. You can see what looks to be an individual sat behind a countertop with a door on their right and their left that seemingly lead beyond, as well as a staircase that leads up from the foyer to what looks to be a balcony or landing above. You note that there are 2 of the city guard currently standing in here. You can see both of them are otherwise the heavy armor kind, wearing kind of the heavy armor, a mace to one side, a shield in place, and otherwise holding their own. Did we lose a Rebecca? Okay, that.
I think her internet must have crashed.
Yeah, I think
She
her
went off the tabletop first, and then
Yeah, internet probably went down if there's bad weather in the area.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'll be back soon.
So we got told that we needed to seek out this headmaster. So I'm gonna go to reception or whoever's around and ask,
Okay.
how do I meet with the headmaster?
Okay. Looking at the receptionist, you can see what looks to be a otherwise, what looks to be a kind of an older individual, Orcan in nature, kind of a bit of a chin beard to them, kind of a bright white stark hair to their kind of dark grey complexion. 2 tusks that have otherwise been, not necessarily filed down, but have been almost polished or cared for. Yeah, he otherwise looks up from what looks to be kind of simple writings. Good morning.
Hello.
How may I help you?
We come here to some information, and we were given instruction to seek out the headmaster.
What information is it you're looking for? I don't want to unnecessarily disturb the headmaster if possible.
We're looking for some information on some fallen or killed gods and temples in the area.
Right. Definitely going to need the headmaster for this one then. I'll be just a moment.
No worries, thank you.
that's not that Cat can see because I'm obviously facing a different direction to Cat.
The Jeff can.
Yeah. The Yorkin individual sees a slight smirk from Damian, and Damian is no longer chewing the straw once they entered the building.
I see. The Orcan individual kind of sees the smile. He otherwise wanders off through one of the sets of the double doors. You wait there a little while, another individual otherwise walks in. What looks to be kind of a similar robe to some of the guards you've seen wandering outside, the casters it would seem. The individual otherwise wanders in and seemingly just heads on through the same door. The guards otherwise keeping note of your presence and just kind of holding their stance. A few moments pass. A few minutes go by. Eventually the double doors open back up and you see what looks the older orc individual otherwise kind of come back and gestures forward kind of with a light bow. And you see what looks to be a tall, what looks to be an Eastland frost elf with bright white skin and completely stark silvered hair that is otherwise tied into a plait around and above their otherwise exaggeratedly pointed ears, metal caps on the end. And you can see that they wear a set of spectacles on the end, on the kind of the bridge of their nose, and they otherwise walk with an air of elegance and authority. You also note that they have what looks to be another one of these crystals behind the back of their head, although this one seems to be almost like a creamy, leathery kind of colour with black lines running through it.
Okay.
You're the one seeking information, I have been told.
This is correct, yes.
And the information you seek is that of...
Fallen or dead gods.
And the reasoning for this?
Okay, so there are 2 reasons. One's personal, one's for our mission gesture to the rest of the party. So to start with, the mission is we're currently pursuing and trying to find someone to save them. We know that they're being held in a temple of a fallen or dead god. Killed god. Something like that. So we're trying to find some information out about the area and why they could be being held in somewhere like that. And secondly, I have a personal thing in regards to a forgotten god.
Roll me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh. Persuasion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm probably really bad at that, let's be honest. Actually, that's not too bad. It's bad. It's 8.
As much as your plea sounds plausible, I do not believe we would be willing to let the security of such information go to unwarranted and unrecognized hands. Have a good day.
Damian is gonna sort of make a bit of eye contact and a raised eyebrow.
Okay, the individual turns and seemingly walking away.
1 second. Do I know what are the relations between the Beastlands and the Ice Kingdom? Ice King's land or whatever.
You are on opposite ends of this continent, and you very rarely have any understanding. But I'll say go ahead and roll me a history check.
I was gonna say, do I know anything historically of there being friction?
Go for it.
Okay, well that's a 24.
Okay, 24. You know that of the history that has taken place between the two of them, there is very, very little. The only thing which is known, and something that you've picked up over the past few days, is that Minotaurs from the north, also mostly majority coming from the shaggy-maned family, are known for hunting down rogue Minotaurs in the south. And as a result, they are despised. Right now, Romulus being allowed here, by the looks of it, the guards on watch, you note that they are prepared for a fight. They are ready to take down your group. Regardless of whether that's Romulus's fault or not, that's how they view him.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
That's what you gather. Looking at the Eastland out there, the Eastland Frost Elf here, he seems, from what you gather, put off maybe by that, maybe by something else, you aren't quite sure. But either way, dismissive.
Okay. Alright. And I don't know anything about if Ovok'Gro has any standing here either.
Correct.
This is hard. I'm bad at the negotiating stuff. Alright. I'm going to...
All the people who are good at negotiating are currently going to the underground.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm going to...
There's a charisma caster there as well.
Damian's charisma isn't the best, though.
Yeah, still.
Or- Okay, alright. Okay. I am going to... One second. Okay, do you have or know of anything to do with the deity known as Lota? Apparently I'm part of the prophecy and I need to get some information.
The individual otherwise kind of stops at the doorway and turns around. I do not recall
I have
such...
Titania.
I do not have such recollections of such things, and if you would be... Otherwise looks at Saitania in that moment. It would be best for you not to flaunt such things in public. Such artifacts are likely to put a target on your head for mercenaries. As I said, the information that you are seeking is otherwise going to be withheld. Good day. Is there anything the rest of you... Damian, did you want to say anything? Or
Yeah,
Romulus,
I think
if you're
Damian's
about?
going to have to play the card and find out some information about what you think during the... Yeah, okay.
Come on, Damian.
Damian's going to step forward and say, this is really very important for my order.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Come on.
Hopefully yours
Only
is
big
better than
numbers.
mine. -1.
Only big numbers in this house.
That is persuasion, did you say? That's a
Yep.
19.
19.
Hey!
The individual otherwise kind of stops and looks back. And so this has something to do with the Order of the Crest.
Why else do you think I've been sent so far south?
Fair enough. But I will require confirmation from your superiors.
Very well.
Otherwise kind of looks at you. Write a letter in preparation for what you wish to say to your superior. We'll have a scribe span. Come down to you in a moment.
Thank you.
The individual otherwise wanders back through the headmaster otherwise wanders back through the doors, and the Orcan individual kind of takes his seat behind the reception once again.
Well, that went as south as it could have gone. Okay. I've looked at Damian. Do you need me to send a sending to someone to let them know they're about to be messaged?
What, you can do that?
I can send sendings.
Over that distance?
Yeah?
To somebody you've not met?
Well, if you're familiar with them and you can give me their name, yes. You
How
know,
early in the day is it currently?
Maybe 9, 10 o'clock in the morning?
And Paloon would be a bit further west.
Further east.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's maybe an hour ahead.
oh, okay, that's
Or-
possible then. Okay,
No,
the west, surely.
not from where you are, no.
Oh, okay. Curious. Okay, cool. Do you
Oh,
seen
sorry.
any of the letters?
I'm getting them the wrong around. Yes, west. Sorry.
Yeah, it's got to be west. They're an hour behind us. Yeah.
My brain went the wrong direction.
It's just furiously consulting map.
No, I went and had a look at my map, and I was like, "Yeah, no, that's to the east." And it's like, "Oh no, it goes clockwise." So yes, they are about, and they are otherwise westward by probably about an hour or so.
Okay. Now this is going to be really fun if I'm sending a sending to if Cat's sending a sending to this person. This is going to be even more interesting. What their reaction would be.
there's 25 words limit, by the way.
Oh, even better. Bear with me. I need to think this one through. Okay, so this is a Dravis lint.
Dravis Lynn. Okay.
Why am I hearing cooing?
Oh, Jeff. Jeff is just out of control. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna find the name of the studio. Okay, so in Ovok'Gro,
Right.
yeah, I'm doing it at the end. In Ovok'Gro, requesting information at Scriptorium regarding temples of fallen gods for mission, which was Leo's. Require assent. No, that's the wrong. Require permission from you, Damian Dallas. That ought to be less than 25 words. I'd be amazed if it isn't.
11, 12, 13,
22.
14,
Nice.
15, 16, 17, 18, 18.
Oh, okay.
Oh, damn,
thought-
that's even more impressive.
That's even better. Yay!
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So,
Damon Dell. Just when the sending's being sent, like the last part, is it Damian Dell? Cat really starts to struggle with that last part of the name. So
Dravis will get the impression of who it's probably from. Just a bit confused as to how something's appeared in his head, but we'll get the impression of who's probably sending it.
Cool. So I'm gonna send that to Dravis Lint then.
okay. So what are you sending to who?
What Damien just said to.
Oh,
Dravis
you need
Lint.
to read it out,
Okay.
my friend.
All right. Okay. In Ovok'Gro, regarding information at Scriptorium regarding the Temple of Fallen Gods, for mission, require permission from you, Damian.
Okay. So they hear
So
all
square
of that.
brackets I'm inverting
They
here.
all of that. As a
Maybe
general
dead,
note,
dead,
there
dead,
was
dead.
a few bits of like filler in there where you repeated the same word, so it does still match up to 25 though. But the Damian it does go through as that. Okay.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that there is struggling. Elephant sombrero.
Delera Fumbrero. Wonderful.
Delera sombrero.
Okay. You otherwise say this sending. You do not get a reply.
It was the sombrero, wasn't it? That's what it is.
Damian looks at Cat. Sorted?
It's been sent.
Also, roll me wild magic.
Oh, gee.
Fireball Scriptorium.
Yeah.
It could.
No, we're good.
I've succeeded. I fireballed Damian. Now I've got no access to information.
By the way, given Harlan isn't here, I'm just going to swap Harlan with Vinny for the time being, because Rebecca's having trouble with the internet, so she said she might not be able to make it back on.
Okay. All right. So,
hopefully we'll have a Romulus
otherwise,
back to
we'll
join you,
wait
Mortar.
for the sending thingy. This whatever it's called.
Okay. Short while later, probably maybe 5-10 minutes after you've been waiting here after casting the sending, a scribe otherwise comes through with what looks to be some form of book, and otherwise kind of takes a few steps up. You can see that the book is otherwise engraved with markings along the surface of it, not necessarily too dissimilar to your own Cat, but obviously yours is designed very differently. The individual otherwise kind of opens the book, and looks at all of you. And you're the ones who are trying to get in contact with Commander Dravis Lint? Yes?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
There's a moment of surprise of these guys know who the hell my commander is.
The individual begins to write down some bits. And who would it be requesting the information?
Addressing me, I'm assuming.
Yes. Looks like it.
Sir Damian Dalasenos of the Order of the Crest.
Otherwise, writes that down. Quick intelligence. Yeah, that's a 19 plus their intelligence. Yeah, they got it. Yeah, otherwise they get the spelling correct. They otherwise write that all down.
Yeah, these guys don't mess around.
Understood. Right. We will receive a response as soon as possible, and depending on what the reply will be, will depend on how we go from here.
Is there a waiting room?
You're
Damian
currently
says,
standing in
still-
it. Gestures to the seats
there
off
any
to one
seats?
side. Yeah.
What do the seats look like? Are they comfy?
They're comfy. They look like just simple wooden benches with cushions on.
Okay, cool. How does
Okay.
Cat sit on one of those?
She doesn't.
Cat
Wow.
stand.
Okay. So,
That I didn't expect.
They don't have many centaurs.
I need to make a roll. Okay. Short while goes by, and there is, I'd say, about 25 minutes. It's getting probably closer to 11 o'clock at this time, with kind of all the waiting round and everything that's taking place. The double doors open once again, and you see the scribe span otherwise wander back through with the book in hand, and you can see that they are currently walking alongside the headmaster. As the headmaster otherwise looks at you, both of you. We have received confirmation from Commander Dravis Lint that this is in reference to your quest, shall we say. But our information is still, in this particular sense, it is sensitive. So,
Understand?
we have come to an arrangement, which the Commander has agreed with in the event that you wish to undertake it. Should you want this information, you and your compatriots are to otherwise do a task for us, and we will give you access to the scriptorium for the particular subject of deities.
Okay, can I insight or work out if that also includes what I'm requiring?
Deities is a broad subject. Go ahead and roll me an insight check.
I mean, bear in mind I suck at this and got -1, so
Go for it.
Cat doesn't have much.
Rolling that one. I want a -6.
Thank you.
That's close.
Thank you.
Total
Unnatural one.
a dirty one.
A dirty one.
So, you otherwise try and insight them. They're hard to read. Seems like they're some form of head librarian or headmaster seems to have good control over this, and is pretty much a stone wall. You can't tell whether that includes your information or not.
I'm gonna. Right. Well, I mean, this is all important information and essential. So, what is the task?
The task in question. We have recently lost some connection with one of our research towers to the east of here. We've otherwise understand that a number of our researchers and a few of the Rime Wardens there are otherwise holding up the fort, so to speak, in the basement of the tower itself. The rest of it has been overrun with various undead. If you wish to earn our trust, we would like you to liberate the research fort and research tower from said undead. Now, the three of you, this is a very dangerous task, but given that you have a Knight of the Crest with you, I imagine this should be a nice, easy task.
Okay.
You see Damian's getting more and more sort of puffed up as every single word is said.
Well, I mean, they're undead, so I don't have too much of a problem helping in this fight.
Young female centaur just getting really cocky. Oh, I can take on the undead. Yeah, sure.
No. It's more that you can tell there's definitely reluctance in regards to fighting. After what's happened recently, it's not a cocky. It's a okay. This is I can do
Understandable.
this. I can do this fight. This is something I can cope with. Okay.
Turn to yes to the undertaking of said task.
Of course. Anything to assist you.
It's important
Wonderful.
and it's helping people. So okay.
Then I will leave that up to you. Once we receive communications from the tower that it has been liberated and successfully defended and returned back under our control, we will give you access therein.
I put my hand out. That seems a very agreeable compromise.
Good. You watch as the individual otherwise kind of pulls a scroll out from their sleeve and otherwise folds it over to you, Damian. There is a simple map that will lead you to where you're going. That is all.
Thank you.
Just out of faith, did he give us his name?
No, didn't. The headmaster's otherwise turning and leaving.
Excuse me, just for the sake of lightness. What's your name?
Otherwise turns back to you. Roll me a persuasion check.
Given you haven't given your name yet.
Yeah, well, I will give him my name, but I'm not.
Which one?
In all fairness, considering the importance of some of the stuff, I think I would be genuine and give him my proper name.
Okay. So what do you say?
I'm gonna hold out my hair at hand and say, sorry, I was a complete overlook on my behalf. I didn't mean to be rude. I'm gonna hold out my hand and say, I'm Ellie Fleethoof.
The individual otherwise looks at you, raises an eyebrow. Meldron. Doesn't shake your hand, just says their name.
Okay.
What was that? Meldrum.
Meldron. Meldron.
Cool.
I look forward to your success, Knight of the Crest and granddaughter of Theurgist.
There's a look of uncomfortableness with just that statement, but acknowledgement that this is gonna happen.
And otherwise wanders back into the scriptorium.
You have a grandmother?
I have a grandparent. I have a mum and dad, and they come from somewhere. Didn't just bamf into existence, you know. The problem is,
No,
that
can I quickly check? Have I met many centaurs up for Cat?
Yeah, you've had negotiations with them.
Do I know the ins and outs of how centaurs come into being?
spawning pools. We just
Yes.
crawl out of spawning pools.
Spawning pools, the same as
course, I have-
tieflings like Kirv and Vinny.
Just come out of holes in the ground.
Yeah. They come out of holes in the grass.
Female centaurs don't have beards.
Okay.
Okay, so
We have a task we've got to do. We should probably find the remainder of the party to at least tell them, because we're not going to be able to do any reading. Oh god. This cat sort of like puts head back.
I look at Cat, and I think we will have to leave that bit until Romulus gets back, because that requires Romulus's participation.
yeah. Harlan, are you there? You're muted if you are. Are you alright to go on? guys, if it's just the three of you, because obviously we're missing Vinny, we're missing,
Well,
we're missing Harlan, and we're missing.
I'm down. We can follow. We can follow the thread that these guys are following at the minute if you want. See if the internet will sort itself out. If you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy to burn a spell point to send a sending to Mortar to have us re-meet up.
Sounds good.
Fireballs, Scriptorium, take 2.
Chris, I need to quickly. What level is sending? Because it's obviously not
Third.
something that's in
It's
my
level 4. I think it's
4.
4.
No, it should be third level.
Third level. Okay, so I've burned
Oh,
that amount of spell points. Okay, cool. I will have sent
I'll
a
double
sending
check.
to.
Yeah.
Sending to Mortar.
Sending is third level. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
awesome.
Cool. I have sent a sending to Mortar. Hey Mortar. We hit a bit of a speed bump at the Scriptorium. We've got a killing mission to the east. Want to re-meet? Kiss, kiss, cat.
Mortar's
The
head
response you
explodes.
get, the response you get back from Mortar is an initial early scream, as he is absolutely not expecting that to happen, and then it's just composed silence as he composes himself and just says, "Great, will do. Thumbs up, Mortar."
Okay.
I like to
Magical
think.
sendings have now got emojis. This has been.
I was
I
gonna.
know.
I was gonna say yeah. Like cats invented the emoji in sending, and you're, as far as I'm
Aw.
concerned, like
That's really cool. I can't wait
Yeah.
to have a conversation with my granddad and just all emoji.
I don't understand. What are you doing?
Cat, what are you saying? Oh, Elliot,
Can't comprehend
emoji.
languages
Oh,
on
maybe.
himself. I still don't understand.
I still don't understand.
I mean,
What-
a 1 second GIF counts as 25 words, doesn't it?
Oh my word.
Okay, so we'll meet back up at the tavern where we were then, because we all agreed that's where we're going to meet, so that's where we'd
Okay.
meet.
Okay.
Okay. So.
I'll say wandering
we need to-
around for a while. Mortar, you were looking for if there was any underground areas or anywhere that might be
Basically anywhere that we think that we might be able to get a foothold in terms of maybe some information and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
Go
kind of
ahead.
my-
Did you have the criminal background?
I don't. I have the bounty hunter background.
Ah.
The urban bounty hunter.
Okay. I'll say go ahead and make this just as a flat roll then. You won't have disadvantage because you've got the bounty hunter, but you won't have advantage because you don't have criminal.
Makes sense. So this will be a what check, sorry?
Let's go with your choice of insight or investigation.
I think both are equally... Oh no, actually I think insight's better. Yeah, insight's much better. +4 to insights. That is a 17.
17. Looking round, you know where the areas of town, where you'd usually find individuals like this. There'll usually be some form of warehouse or a tavern with maybe a connection to it. That's the typical place to go. As you're otherwise wandering around, you don't find anybody who looks particularly shady. There are people who are moving around as the day's beginning, but nothing catches your attention in terms of illegal activity. You suspect that early in the morning might not be the right time for this sort of thing to be spotted, and additionally, they'd be guarded about it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. So unfortunately,
Yeah,
looking around
that'd
this
be
time,
well.
I'll say it will add
Yeah.
to a cumulative DC, as you'll basically be narrowing down areas that may or may not have this activity, but wrong place, wrong
Yeah,
time.
sounds great. That's fine. I can always come back later because later at night that benefits me as well. But yeah, I can always look at a different time. And then I receive Cat sending. Mortar will turn to Romulus and whoever else is with him at this point and say,
Okay.
"Just word from Cat. They want us to meet up and back to the tavern."
Okay. Yeah. Harlan's gone to the AFK channel. Yeah. So he's not around at the moment.
Yeah, I've just sent him a message.
Okay. So, gathering up the information, or having the information and gathering back up at the tavern, you otherwise arrive to see one another in your small groups.
Okay. Well, we've got a task where we've got to kill some, or clear out some undead from a tower to the east to try and get the information we need from the scriptorium. So for you, gesturing to Mortar, target practice, question mark?
Mortar claps his hands together and rubs them, and he goes, "Absolutely."
Welcome
Just go
back.
outside the city.
Hello,
who is
apologies.
this? Ah, hello.
You're right there.
Seems I accidentally fell asleep.
That's fine.
Oh shit!
Oh, sorry, did I just wake you up?
Apologies, no. Brain
fair
dying
play, bro.
today.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
that's alright. Yeah. Looks like we're not going to be getting Kirv back.
Sad times.
Well, a quick catch up is we've got a tower to the east, we've got a lot of undead to kill to get the information we need.
Okay.
And Damian saved Cat's terrible persuasion.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, Damian brought it together. But Mortar will now that Romulus is back, I feel like that may play out differently. Does Cat still out loud say target practice while Romulus is there?
Well, yeah.
Yeah?
I should exactly say that because she knows that's what vibes for Mortar.
You know what? Fair enough. Yeah, Mortar will lean into that vibe and he'll say abso-freaking-lutely. Okay. So, outside the city?
Okay.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
Right.
let's. Do we need anything for the road? I mean, we pretty much planned for the road anyway, so we should still.
Damian's chewing his piece of straw again.
Oh, you
it
picked
should
it
be
up
a
off the
big hint.
floor.
No, he popped it like sort of stuck into his armor for a short while in a comfortable position, and then now they left the building, started chewing on it again. And now he's chewing on it harder to make it abundantly clear there is something else you've got to remember to pick up before we leave.
Yes. Yeah. Shall
What
we
is it that we need to remember to pick up, Damian?
Yeah.
I mean, we're at the tavern.
Damian starts choking on his piece of straw. Coughing.
Okay.
Pull yourself together, man.
Do you want to go get your horse, Overlord, while we?
Overlord? What? Is that what?
Who's in charge?
Is that what Starlight told you guys earlier?
I don't know.
There's a slight moment of panic in Damian's voice and face.
Cat never spoke to Starlight, but this is
More
the whole
does
impression and everything that Cat has got from Starlight. So
Mortar just cocks his head to the side, even more convinced now that something's wrong with Damian. I feel like while we're here, we need to see if we can get a shrink for Damian.
Possibly.
Yeah, Damian sort of wandered off now in abject confusion because he never got a response to his question. Of course, you can't provide one. And it's really concerned now that after all of this time of thinking that, you know, we were loyal companions, that you know, maybe Starlight now thinks that he like owns Damian.
I like the idea of letting that thought just stew.
Damian's like, is this why Starlight so happily like takes apples from my hand because I'm like Starlight's servant or something?
Didn't you know? You took up a new oath of the Equine Overlord.
Oh, yes! I want to take that oath as well.
Chris, get the home brewing.
Get home brewing.
I mean, I can. It's not going to be any good.
Amazing. Okay.
So Damian's going to turn up at the way station. He's going to be like, apologies to the person that he presumably spoke to last time, unless they've changed.
No, it's still the same rock gnome.
I need to take my steed out for an indeterminate amount of time.
Right.
that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
And hand back the token.
Right. Yeah, that's fine. There'll hopefully be a spot when you get back. Good luck.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna go to the stall. I'm going to very gingerly, very uncertainly open the stall gate open. And then I'm gonna stand there with my hands on my hips. Sort of like, Starlight, do we need to have a talk?
Oh my word.
Oh, this is what Starlight's been waiting for so long.
Roll me an animal handling check.
Yeah.
Oh no!
I like sat in like a massive leatherback chair, surrounded by
Just
like
smoking
horse
pipe,
women.
like, this is gonna be entertaining.
It's a swivel chair as well.
Smoking from a
Animal
fat
hand.
cigar.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 19.
19.
Yeah.
You say this, presumably getting your point across. Starlight moves up to you and just kind of nudges against your face. You feel... I don't know. You feel comforted, I guess, by the gesture, but you're not entirely sure what the answer is.
Oh boy.
Oh, poor
Starlight.
Damian.
Starlight's deception is too high.
She's an overlord. He is an overlord. So, you know.
Yes, that's a good shout. I mean, how easily would I be able to insight Starlight?
You can roll me an insight if you want.
Oh, I mean, that seems a very I owe you gesture from coming over to me and nudging me. It's like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I am your overlord, sort of.
Yeah, you know, that whole thing people do. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, I'm your overlord.
Insight. It's an 18.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Starlight's being nice. Quite possibly, from what you can tell, quite possibly because she can, or he can maybe detect that you're distressed. Maybe it's just a natural response to the question. You aren't sure. It's confusing, but I mean, you don't feel threatened.
Okay, I grab whatever I must have probably had to take out from saddlebags, whatever I might have left here, and I sort of ease myself up onto Starlight's back, onto the saddle, and I sort of stroke Starlight's mane and say, "You tell anyone if I do anything wrong, wouldn't you? Like the two tieflings, perhaps? Don't have to do it now, but I'm a bit confused now about how we stand with one another."
And there's a huff and a neigh as the response.
I guess that is you. Will do that later. Right, we got to get up to the left rib, and I sort of gently, very gently, sort of ease Starlight into motion towards.
Okay.
I'm riding out the stool on Starlight's back. I mean, this could mean that I'm banging my head against something, but I'm doing it anyway.
No, you're fine. It's a high area. You're fine.
Evidently, very, very shaken now from what I've just been told. All thoughts of what else was going through my head have disappeared.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, you otherwise head back out. You arrive, kind of gathering up with the rest of your companions.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Hit
Where
the road
it's
then, I guess.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Following the area eastward from Ovok'Gro, following the road or following the map that you've been given, you travel maybe not 2 hours or so, and the pathway that would lead around the main, what looks to be some form of main travelled road, leads northward. And you can see that eastward seems to be kind of a thin dirt trail at most. This is going to be a hard place to follow, especially with fresh snow falling. You also see what looks to be wooded areas, old trees and pines, otherwise spanning the horizon of the eastern front of what looks to be a large old forest that otherwise travels along the edge of the mountain line to the south.
Okay.
Out of character, are you and Mortar going to do the elemental? Well, we're out.
I'm going to get Cinder out now that we're out of the city and not proximity.
Not in eyesight of that giant laser mage.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if I summon it in front, I mean, they didn't know it was a familiar or anything. They just thought it was a wild elemental.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
yeah. I'm going to call out Cinder, and I'm going to have Cinder fly low, try and help clear some of the snow, at least get some help in regards to bearings, and Jeff is going to help with perception.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check. What are you looking for?
I am trying to keep an eye out on the pathway and any higher altitude, trying to work out, see if I can see a tower or any ruins or remains.
So roll me a perception,
Reading.
and I'll say you go ahead and roll me someone roll a survival check with advantage with the fire elemental. Now, notably, are you going to be having the fire elemental out when you go into the forest?
So when we go into the forest, the fire elemental is going to be out, but it's going to be above the trees.
Okay.
So
Alright,
not
I have-
ignite.
I have
Oh.
expertise in survival. Would you like me to roll survival?
You do that, I'll do perception with Jeff.
Okay.
Okay.
Romulus, are you still there?
Jeff got a
I
19.
am still here.
Or just check.
Yeah,
Oh.
for sure.
That's fair.
That's a 23 for survival.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh, actually, I think it's more than that. I think I have more than a plus 7. I think I have a plus 10. But
If you have expertise, it should be a +10, I believe.
no, I have plus 7 because it's apparently it's double my proficiency. Apparently, it's my proficiency doubled in opposed to expertise. It's Deft Explorer. It's the first feature I get as a ranger. Yeah, your skill bonus is doubled for any ability check you make that uses the chosen skill, which I chose was survival. So
You should have expertise in that then. Hold on.
yeah,
Is that why?
hey,
Yeah,
that's
there we
more
go.
like it.
Okay, no, I know why.
26, baby.
I know why it was doing that. It's because the formula wasn't copied over from core page. That's why. Because the core page
That's
is
okay.
correct and the overlay wasn't. That's fine. So that's a 26. You said.
Yep.
Yeah, that's very good. Now you are
Surviving.
not going to be getting lost anytime soon.
I'm not
And
gonna die this episode.
what was the perception check?
19.
19.
Okay.
Looking out, you don't seem to see any tower in the distance. There are a lot of tall trees in the way. There's mountain areas. You don't really see all too much. But could you go ahead and roll me 2d12, please?
Ooh.
That's the yellow ones, right?
Yes.
That's how many baby Tarrasques are nesting beneath us right now.
Mm-hmm.
11.
100%.
11.
11 baby Tarrasques?
Bang on middle field nearly.
Look, we came up with a stupid concept a while ago about Tarrasques. Baby Tarrasque crawls into a hole and then it starts eating and it grows up and it can't get out, so it just becomes this massive underground trap Tarrasque.
Perfect.
I mean, that's a pretty cool concept for a dungeon.
Okay. Rightio. So, travelling through the snowy mountain edges here and beginning to... Oh, what were the individual rolls, by the way? 3 and 8? Okay.
Yes. No, it was a...
If it was 11, it should be the 3 and 8.
Yeah, no, it was a 3 and 8, yeah. It
Okay.
was these two.
Okay. So, otherwise, wandering forward into the forested area, you are not lost at all, but as Mortar is leading the way, and as you continue into the forested area, kind of the chill beginning to take hold, kind of the gentle breeze rushing through, it remains calm, thankfully. The cold is taking hold, but it's not a serious cold by any means, as you spend majority of the day travelling. You otherwise settle down and find a place to camp for the night. This is going to be one of 3 days of travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can we say that part of Mortar's survival role was also gathering the necessary supplies for us to make camp?
Yeah. Oh, so it's easy enough to find kind of firewood and that. With Lehman's tiny hut, you don't need to worry about that necessarily.
Oh,
But
great. Okay.
cooking food would be a thing. I will say, with that survival check, you learn that there isn't much small game that exists in this forest. This far south, in this kind of tundra-style area, there's not that much that seems to reside out here that's small. You see that there are large game trails. Yeah. Most things will be hibernating at this time of year. Alternatively, you do see some like big game trails of what look to be either elk or moose. You also see wolves, wolf tracks to and from. But again, that's more of a... You spot them, but they aren't necessarily nearby.
Well, another thing is wolves. Mortar's thinking wolves are pretty risky. It's unlikely they go alone, and elk and moose and stuff are a little too close to one of our party members. So I think I better not do that. So, I guess I'll notice that they just kind of ignore it and just say, I think this should do for now. We should let's set up camp here. We'll sleep through the night, and we'll continue in the morning. Everybody doing okay?
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right.
Okay. I would like... I'll give you a choice here, Mortar. You can spend, because you didn't actually get food while you were around and about the city, because you left and immediately carried on your journey. If you have a ration, you can consume a ration for your day's food here, whereas the rest of the party has eaten something substantial today, so they would be okay for the time being.
Yep.
You can either consume a ration, you can spend 2 silver, or make me a constitution saving throw for exhaustion. Your choice.
I will not do that. I'm going to take off a ration.
Okay.
So, rations. Okay, so I'm down to 9 rations.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Mortar just kind of sits facing off into the woods in the direction that we're heading, just kind of planning our next route in his mind. Just sitting not too far away from the camp, but just a little bit, just get a little bit of privacy.
Okay. You otherwise get what privacy you can. The Lehman's tiny hut is put up with all of you inside, and you may freely enter and leave. Is there anything any of you would like to do before bed, or should we move straight into who's taking what watches?
I'm going to do a little bit of trying to get an understanding on making the rune that I want to make.
Okay.
That's that. I don't mind taking a watch either, so I'm happy to let that just eke over into my watch. Otherwise, there's nothing else I really want to do.
Okay.
Okay.
So what would people want to do? So with their watches, who wants to take what?
I don't mind taking first. Actually, no. If you're doing your rune, I'll take second watch.
Okay, I'll take first.
Right. Definitely need to be taking a watch as someone who has dark vision.
Oh, me and Damian can take a watch.
I have dark vision as well.
Yeah, Mortar also, I believe, has dark vision.
At the end of the day, I've got Kirv and Vinny taking up second and third watch like they usually do, so if somebody wants to pair up with them.
Okay.
Mortar does not have dark vision?
You should do. You have blind sight and dark vision, I believe, as your...
Yes, that's right. Yeah, sorry, I was
Yeah.
just looking for it.
Oh, okay. I'll take first watch then, along with Mortar,
Cat.
if that's what's planned to be done.
Oh, Mortar
So I think
was
Cat's taking-
second
Cat's taking
watch. Did you
Cat
want-
first.
Okay, yeah,
Did you-
I'll do it with Mortar. I'm happy to do it
Okay.
with Mortar.
Okay,
And Romulus, did you want to be first watch with Cat?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. So,
Awesome.
as first watch begins, the Lehman's tiny hut is up. You're otherwise... Some of you are beginning to bed down to rest, as Cat and Romulus, you begin to take first watch.
Okay. Are we in a clearing here? Or are we amongst lots of trees still?
Whoa, that is audible even over my headphones, that rumble of thunder.
You heard it from my end.
You'll hear it shortly.
No, I did.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's right in between us then. Okay.
That would probably explain why Rebecca's internet
Yeah,
went
I just had a
down.
look at the radar, and then something just
Oh.
clicked. I thought, oh, that's right, because on the bottom of my, where you got your clock.
Yep.
On Windows, yeah, it says thunderstorm, so I was like, I better check the radar, and then looked at it and thought, that's why Rebecca's internet's gone.
Yeah,
Thought I heard a rumble earlier, but I wasn't sure.
yeah.
Okay. It's like, carry on.
Okay. No, that's fine. I heard it as well, and I was like, ooh, fun. So, what were you doing with your watch, sorry?
Okay, are we in a clearing or are we amongst the trees? To
You're
start
in amongst the trees.
with? Okay, so to start, first things first then, Cinder's going to be back in her crystal
Okay.
for the sake of not trying to
Draw
attract
attention.
attention.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to be working on my rune, and I will have Jeff doing a perception, but I mean he makes it with both sight and smell, and I don't have an elemental out, so.
Okay, so go ahead and make the perception check for Jeff, please.
Is this a flat?
Yes, because the advantage will be cancelled out by disadvantage,
Yep, cool.
as you are in
That's
a
cool.
area without
of course.
light.
That's a 18.
Okay, and then your perception check, please. Which
My
you're
perception check
distracted.
I'm going to take with disadvantage.
Because you're distracted, yes.
Yep.
And Romulus, if you'd like to go ahead and give me a perception check as well, please.
Of course.
Yeah, that's a.
What is my plus to perception? It's +4. Oh boy, oh boy. Let's see just what I get. Oh, come on. Come on. There we go. Come on.
Nine.
9.
Okay.
Cool.
And what was yours, Cat?
I got 6.
The two of you are otherwise kind of keeping watch. Cat, you're working on your rune a little bit, trying to get a little bit of work done on it ahead of time. Romulus, you're otherwise sat there kind of keeping an eye, looking out of the dome itself, kind of looking around the exterior to see what there might be, when it's at this point that Jeff alerts you there is something nearby, Cat. There is a difficult to pin smell.
Okay. Cat will, at this point, close her book,
Okay.
look up to Romulus and go, apparently there's something out there. Jeff can smell something. Okay.
Jeff has a nose.
Yeah, Jeff the Third can pick up scent. It's yeah, I don't question it.
First concern, Jeff has a nose, not, oh crap, what's about to threaten us?
Okay, so can I get a rough? Can I get a rough bearing in regards to what direction Jeff was whiffing the whiff from?
Roll me a survival check.
Oh god. Is this for Jeff?
No, this is for you.
For me.
Yes.
Okay. Come on, Cat. You got this. Oh, no, 20.
Yes.
I'll take
Hey!
that. That's
Hey,
27.
hey.
Nat 20. Nice.
Oh, yes.
You otherwise... Okay. You otherwise kind of try to understand the area around you, kind of trying to gauge what Jeff is picking up on. You at this moment begin to kind of sniff the air yourself to try and see just exactly what Jeff has spotted. It's at this moment that you begin to smell rot. Faint rot. And as you begin to kind of smell and understand this, you understand that it seems to be coming from the east. somewhere to the
Okay.
east.
Okay. Right. Close. Does it seem like it's close proximity, or is it very faint? Am I hearing any noise? I'm trying to get some bearings here.
No. Well, go ahead and make me... Well, you made your perception check already. No, you're not hearing anything. You can roll again if you want to, see if you can hear anything else.
I'm actively looking now, like myself. Now that I know there's something out there,
Go for it.
so I will. That is a perception. That's still a 16.
16. You look out across the horizon, across whatever you can within the trees, kind of to the eastward. You can't see anything.
Okay.
You can smell something faint, but you can't see anything.
Oh, there's something out there, but I don't know if it's coming this way or if it's just. I don't really want to investigate because that went well last time. I am going to keep an active look in that direction and just keep on my watch. I'm ready to act should I need to.
Okay. Otherwise, keep an eye as best you can. Some time passes and eventually the smell fades. Not entirely sure what it was. Your watch comes to an end.
Okay. We'll wake up the people that are doing their second, which is Vinny and whoever was with Vinny.
Damian and Mortar. Vinny and Kirv are on the last watch.
Oh, okay. And then Damian and Mortar.
Alright.
I'll give them heads up that we got an understanding there was something. We didn't see it, but we smelt it. Smelled like rot.
Damian sort of immediately looks at Cat and says, "Did you check on Starlight?"
Nothing's come close from what we've seen, so Starlight is just outside.
Damien
Sorry.
gets a bit of straw out and starts chewing on it frantically.
Also, I'll poke his head outside the dome.
Okay.
Just poke his head out. Just check on Starlight.
Starlight seems fine. Starlight's kind of resting, head down, as you otherwise poke your head out. Starlight kind of stirs, lifting his head and then kind of laying it back down on the ground.
Back in. Yeah. Seems fine.
Damien's chomping slows noticeably.
Amy, do you want to take watch with your horse and I can keep an eye on him? It seems like you're a little anxious to be separated from him at the moment.
No, I can take watch with you. I think I get the impression you want to ask me some questions.
Well, let's sit down and let's make sure we get comfortable first and make sure the perimeter's clear, and then if there's time.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah,
absolutely.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you without a survival check that there was lightning and thunder again.
Yep.
That's funny, I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, that's quite loud. Yeah.
Must be the wild magic in the area.
Maybe it's a distant thunderball just slowly arriving from Fireball. Thunderball, yeah, Thunderball arriving from Cornwall.
Who knows?
An upgrade. Okay, I guess we just take a look around quickly.
Yeah, we'll take
What's
a
up?
quick perimeter sweep just to make sure everything's clear.
Okay. Go ahead and make me perception checks, please. Damian, you don't have dark vision, do you?
No.
So you cannot succeed this. I will say, but go ahead and make it with disadvantage still, because I'll say this will be hearing in this instance, trying to rely on that.
Oh, that sucks. That's 6
Oh.
plus. Ba, ba, ba.
That is a 9, regardless of how you look at it.
I'm going to use my inspiration to reroll.
Okay,
Oh.
go for it.
Yeah, I'm
So-
not happy with that roll.
Jeff is still out as
Oh,
well.
do I reroll them? Oh, I reroll them both because it's
You roll them
advantages.
both because you had advantage, yeah.
That is significantly better. That's a 20. No, sorry, that's a 19 for Mortar.
19. You look out across the area that you, as you're trying to kind of pick up on bits and pieces, and Damian, you can, I'll say with your hearing, you can tell that Starlight is okay for the most part.
Yeah.
And Mortar, as you are otherwise looking out across the area ahead, kind of, the two of you sat there as you have this short discussion. You otherwise look out and you catch the barest movement in the darkness beyond. With your dark vision and how kind of it's built more for this kind of setting, this hunting, this dark side of things, you note that whatever the creature may be, it seems to be humanoid-esque in shape, and it is moving between trees at a rate that would be more akin to a hunter or stalking style creature. It is being very careful, and only because you got a 19 did you spot it.
How far away is it?
Probably a good, 120 feet, right on the cusp of your dark vision.
Okay. Do I detect any other movement other than him? Other than this person, or this humanoid, rather?
No, just the one.
Does it look like they are getting closer?
No. From what you managed to gather, kind of the glance of them as they shifted from one area to the next, you kind of lose track of them for a moment as you're beginning to try and track as best you can, before you note that they kind of perch on an area and they seem to just be looking in your general direction. You do not see any glints, no shines, no nothing. The individual blends in perfectly with the surroundings.
Also, I was just going to nudge Damian and say, we're being watched. There's one person in the tree line right now who's staying as low as he can and blends into the surroundings, but he's there.
Oh, that's
Maybe.
interesting.
Is he just sitting still?
Just sitting still, watching.
Mortar's mind is going over and over what he heard in the message that the creature sent from Cat, that assassins are being sent after her.
And there's the next fumble.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it would be a stupid move for the moment to send one of them after us, so I don't think this is one, but
I'm gonna. I really don't want to do this actually, because it could be really. No, I won't do this.
no, what would
Actually,
you?
I'm looking through my spells and seeing if there's anything that would actually be helpful.
As a general note, you would understand that magic can't pass through Lehman's tiny hut. So you'd have to physically step outside to do anything. Same goes with any attacks you make with your weapons. You cannot fire outside of the hut.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Mortar is going to say, be prepared to wait for the others, and he is going to try to sneak out of the hut, try to round on this individual.
Okay, so you're going to try and sneak out.
I am.
Okay, go ahead and make me a stealth check, please. You have expertise due to the darkness right now.
19.
19. You take a step out of the dome and you slink off. You believe that you're well hidden, but you're not sure. If this individual is indeed a stalker and a watcher and a hunter or an assassin, whatever they may be, the individual may have seen you. They may have not. You're not sure.
Can I still track where they are?
Go ahead and make me another perception check.
when Mortar starts to leave, I'm going to cast Protection of Evil and Good on him.
Okay, so that'll carry over.
Oh, that's really not that great. That's a 12. I rolled 2 2s with advantage.
You look over to
Oh,
where...
yeah.
You look over
sorry,
to...
no, not a 12.
A 9?
Yeah, 9.
You look over to where they once were. You don't see them there anymore. And there's kind of this moment of panic of maybe they have seen you, maybe they haven't. You're not sure.
How far away am I from the hut right now? How far did I make it?
Probably maybe no more than 15 feet. You moved basically from out of the hut behind one of the nearby trees and then onto another one. And as you otherwise kind of look over in that general direction of where the target may have originally been, they're not there anymore.
Mortar is going to draw his weapon and he's just going to crouch in the nearest kind of shrubs, nearest vegetation that he can, and he's just going to scan, just keeping an ear out as best as he can for anything that takes his kind of catches his eye.
Okay.
I think.
Which weapon would this be?
This would be the Black Scorpion. And I think on top of that, Mortar is going to... No, I don't think I will do that. No, I don't think I'll do that just yet. Yeah, I'm just going to wait for a couple of minutes, and then if there's been no movement, I'm going to edge just ever so slightly closer to where I saw him last, just scanning, staying as low as I can.
Okay. You stay as low as you can. Otherwise, wait for a moment. And what's your AC?
16.
That just hits.
Oh,
Oh boy, here we go.
Okay. As you're otherwise...
This is where I need to quickly question. As I've done protection from evil and good, does that affect the attack roll they've just made?
if it does, then I've incorporated that in. If it doesn't, then
see.
I've incorporated that in.
Okay.
Okay, good to know.
So, man, really low damage. Like, really low. Near minimum, actually.
oh, that's not a bad thing.
It's,
Yeah, we're not complaining.
correction, it's one off of minimum.
Oh, okay, awesome. How much
So-
damage was that?
10 points of piercing damage, and please make me a Constitution saving throw.
Wow. Okay, that's of concern if that's minimum.
That hurts.
Yeah.
Okay, Constitution saving throw.
As you're otherwise, do you have any bonuses for any particular kinds of conditions or ailments? I believe for you it's just
Paralyzed.
paralyzed. Is there anything for like illusion, charm,
Paralyzed and-
poison?
Oh yeah,
disease?
illusions. I have advantage on. Effects against illusions. I'm advantage against charmed, paralyzed, and saving throws against illusion magic.
Okay, so this would just be a flat roll then.
Okay. That is a 6 plus 6 is 12, but I'm going to use Invigoration to reroll.
Go for it.
Better.
Yeah, I mean 8 plus 6 is 14.
14. You just make the DC, so you'll take half damage from this.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just as well, you taking half damage. That is half of 18 is 9 points of poison
Oh
damage.
shit! Okay.
As-
9 points of poison.
As an arrow as there's a moment where you're kind of keeping an eye out in this area, kind of looking around, kind of keeping yourself aware and ready to kind of move out of the way, and you see this ever so slight glow, that catches your attention, and then an arrow curving out of nowhere, curves round your tree and digs you in between two of your ribs, and you otherwise manage to sponge most of the blow by going with it, but the poison that tries to take effect you otherwise shrug off as best you can. As the poison attempts to seep into you, you begin to feel almost this lethargic feel before you shrug it off. I'll tell you this now, because you succeeded against the poison. This poison would have made you incapacitated and knocked your speed to 0 while you're poisoned by it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Glad that didn't happen.
You now, I'll say, knowing this, there's an immediate spike of panic and realizing that you don't know where the target is. They just attacked you and you should have known, but you don't. And that all of a sudden kind of strikes into the back of your mind as a second arrow, hitting you on a much higher number, lands its attack.
Okay.
This one coming in from a different direction.
Okay. Good to know.
That's a bit better damage-wise. As you take 14 points of piercing damage, and I'd like you to make me another Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh my god.
So whilst Mortar dies in the dark...
Can Damian see
there's
Mortar?
No,
And there's
Damian's
been
got no
no-
dark vision. He's
There's been no
relying on-
sign. Mortar is going to give a sign should he survive this.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 21.
21, again, you manage to shrug off the poison, and you take halves. You take half of 18, you take 9.
9 points of damage.
Okay.
Okay, Mortar.
You are now
bloodied.
given your turn. Wherever these arrows came from, you have no idea. But when one of them kind of stuck within your ribs, the other one stuck between two ribs just below your armpit, and you kind of have this realization of this poison is meant to slow people down. It's meant to stop them from getting away. Whoever this is, they're hunters, trained and skilled. The fact that you don't know where they've come from because of some curving arrows, you're in home field advantage for them.
For sure, yeah, I'm at a major disadvantage here. This isn't got my skill set, so... Oh, that sucks. Okay, Mortar is going to... fuck me. He's going to run back towards the dome. And he's going to... How far am I away from the dome at this point?
About 15, 20 feet. You didn't go too far because you were kind of standing still. You couldn't see the target, and you kind of kept yourself to yourself. You don't know where they are.
Right. Oh, man. Yeah, Mortar's going to use his movement to run into the bubble, and he's going to shout. And he kind of staggers in as two arrows are kind of in his guts, and he staggers onto his back.
Oh.
Okay.
I think we've got company. And then he's going to use his action
Mm-hmm.
to... Could I use my action to remove the arrows? Do I feel like the arrows will have any additional effect if I leave them in?
You're not sure. You do not know the state of the
Okay.
arrowhead. If it's barbed and you do more damage pulling out, you don't know. If they're going to have lingering poison effects, there's disadvantages to both.
Mortar's more concerned about the poison. He's going to grab the arrow and, gritting his teeth, he's going to rip it out of his gut.
Okay.
Oh.
You take 3 points of piercing damage as you do this.
Mm-hmm.
More notably, you begin to bleed.
Yep, understandable.
And you recognize the signs of broadhead arrows designed for hunting down targets if they should try and run.
Mortar is going to throw the arrow towards Damian, pointing at it and say, "Those are poisoned, do not get hit by those." And he's going to, if I can, could I use my bonus action to try to stem the bleeding?
Yeah, I'll say go ahead and make me a medicine check. Now, with the shout earlier, was the intent to wake everybody up?
Yes.
Okay. At this point, then, I'll ask, with other people arriving, we'll roll for initiative and see what people want to do.
Chris, I got a 15 on my medicine.
Okay, I'll say that you managed to temporarily stem the bleeding. The moment you start moving, the bleeding will start again. It's not doing damage to you, it's just making you easier to track.
Understood. Mortar's going to stay as still as he can, just trying to put pressure on the wall.
Nice!
What are we rolling?
Initiative, just to get a turn-based
okay.
order for this, for in the event that you guys do want to start combat. You there, Romulus? Harlan?
I am indeed. Hello.
Wonderful. Please roll for initiative. This isn't an actual combat, this is more of a to get a turn order in place.
Yeah.
You're being attacked, but you do not know by what, by whom, or what the situation is. All you know is that Mortar has basically slid back into the Lehman's tiny hut injured, and has otherwise woken all of you up by just shouting and letting you guys know. So I'm just getting a turn order to figure stuff out. So I'm just going to roll for Kirv and Vinny. Vinny gets a plus lots. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to assume it's like a 20... I think he's got like
A lot.
plus 9s. I think it's a 22.
Yeah, he's stupid. Great.
And Kirv's is a plus 2. So she got a 7. Okay. So, did anybody get higher than 22?
No.
No.
Twen-
Close, but
Twen-
no.
20 to 15.
21.
19.
18.
21. 18 on Damian and 18 on Mortar.
19.
19 on Damian. Oh, and Romulus?
8.
8. Okay. So, we'll say top of the initiative then. Vinny kind of wakes up and just kind of looks to all of you. What's going on? We're being attacked?
Assassins in the woods.
Okay.
And I point to the arrow and I say, poison on the arrows.
Okay.
Hunters, then.
Okay. Cat, I will say at this point it is your go. I'm going to just quickly roll for the ones who have attacked.
The army.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's a challenge, isn't it? Do I... Okay, it's pitch black out there. We can't see what's going on. I am going to... Is this a good idea or not a good idea? Not. Probably be a good idea so we can at least see. Okay, alright. I am going to... We've got a rough direction that they're shooting from, haven't we?
No.
That was pointed out by Mortar?
No, Mortar has no idea. None of you have been able to see the assailants or what's happened, and because the arrows have been curved, there's no way of knowing.
Okay.
Whew.
Right,
Okay.
so I can't
That's
use the dome as some degree of cover.
I mean, the dome means that anything shooting from the outside cannot shoot inwards, and vice versa.
Yeah, I know, but if I wanted to
Just
go
means the
outside
weak
and
ones
say,
fail.
summon an elemental,
Then the elemental
Yeah,
would
give
be
us the
compressed inside the dome, and then the dome would explode, exposing
which is
you all.
why I said, if I want to go outside and summon my elemental...
But weren't you the one who summoned the hut? If you go outside, then it dispels.
No, it
I
was
didn't.
Vinny who
That was
summoned the
Vinny.
hut. So Vinny cannot do
never
anything.
mind. Oh,
so,
that's even better.
so Vinny's going to stay in, because makes sense.
Well, that's perfect.
Okay, and let me get this right. I have to have my elemental out. Just double check. I have to have my elemental out for the armors to take effect, don't I?
Correct.
Right. Right, okay. I am going to... Can I summon Terrador but under the ground?
No, because inside the dome is specifically inside the dome.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if I head outside... Can
If you
he
head
be
outside
underground?
and summon Terrador underground, yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. Now, do I help with range or do I protect? I think in this case I protect. I am going to just pop outside, just half of me, my top half, outside the dome,
Okay.
and I'm going to summon Terrador.
Okay. So that's your
And-
action.
Yeah, as my bonus action, duck down, and he will dip down,
Okay.
leave the ground.
Okay. And you're heading back into the dome?
I'll pull back into the dome.
Okay.
Another horse briefly slinked out from the dome and then slunk back in. That's
The end of my thing. Yeah, I'll just say I can protect you all, but I need a little bit of time.
Starlight.
We can get you.
So as you otherwise end your turn, kind of moving back in, Damian, is Starlight wearing any barding?
Oh god!
bear with me. I do know that Starlight has got armor on. Yes. Chain barding. AC
Chain barding.
16.
AC 16. Okay, well that still hits.
Great. That's very likely to kill Starlight immediately.
Okay, Starlight takes 19 points of piercing damage and needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
No, it's 19 does it.
Okay, so in this moment that you otherwise hear this whistling sound and you watch as a arrow otherwise courses around what looks to be almost, strangely enough, between multiple trees, S-ing in a weird motion before striking Starlight in the neck, and you watch as Starlight falls to the ground dead.
Damian's overlord has died.
Cat, I will say this. There is magic on those arrows, and you understand why nobody knows where they are. These arrows are guided. They're being shot from somewhere, and they're taking very abstract paths. If you want to find your targets, you're going to have to do so manually.
Okay,
All right.
I'll relay. Can I say a free action to relay that information?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
Because in this
I will-
instance, Starlight is dead, and you'll need to use Find Steed to bring Starlight back.
Okay, I
Yes,
will.
zero health points.
Mm-hmm.
They're dead on literally Starlight's health.
God.
Okay.
I will
Damian.
relay that information to the party.
Damian, it is your go.
First of all, exactly what does Damian see from his vantage point?
He otherwise hears a whistling sound, followed by the Minecraft screech of a horse, and and then the heavy thud of Starlight otherwise hitting the ground. You see the vague silhouette of that. That is all.
Well, this is really, really, really bad for Damian for so many reasons. Now, this is something I was going to ask you before we actually started the watch, and I forgot to.
Mm-hmm.
Given that I was asleep for first watch, I'm in my small clothes and haven't got on my armor, correct?
Correct.
Wonderful. So Damian,
Has
hearing
8
this
AC.
and hearing something like that will grab his shield.
You have 10 AC.
Yay!
Slowly improving.
And deliberately going out with the shield, just basically not even actually going out, but sort of using the shield as almost something to block in case another arrow heads in this direction. He's not going to look out, he's going to just actually see what he can see by putting his head to the door.
Okay. You
So
can
he
see.
can't shoot Damian, but he can then see what's happened outside.
Okay. I'll say you can see out of the dome quite happily. It's just that it's dark out and you have no dark vision. So currently you can't see anything.
Oh, okay. In that case, Damian has to do two things here. He does that, but at the same time, he's grabbed his crest hammer and had to cast what's it called on it? Bear with me, I'm gonna find it again. Yeah.
Okay.
Now there's light.
Okay. You cast some light over the nearby area, illuminating some of it.
Do I see anything now outside?
You see a dead body of Starlight bleeding onto the ground, painting the snow red.
So how far? Now, how far out would Starlight be?
5 feet at most.
And I know how far Starlight's likely to be.
Yeah,
okay, so
yeah, you'd know that she's like right next to the dome.
So that's as far as the light will go, because it says here I can bring it down to a minimum of 5 foot, and that's probably as far as I've done. So that I can actually just look out, guessing what's just happened.
Okay.
Okay. And upon that, you see Damian actually drop the hammer
Okay.
and the shield, and then just fall to the ground, conscious, but like the legs have just gone out from under him in shock.
Okay. So the light in this instance is
shit.
trapped within the dome. Damian overcome with grief in this moment. Okay. Mortar, it is your go. You have no idea where these
Mortar.
shots have come from. There is a light in on your friend's crest hammer. Is that concentration, by the way, or is that just...
No, but I did cast protection from evil and good,
which is
lasts up
concentration.
to 10 minutes
Yeah, that's fine.
on Mortar, and that is concentration.
Yeah, that's the reason I asked for the illumination, to see if protection from evil and good
Yep.
was still up. So, Mortar.
Mortar is currently holding his guts together at the minute as blood is still pooling through the bandage which he has wrapped hastily around his hand and is compressing and gritting his teeth. And he's like, okay, can't see them. There are means of seeing things that go beyond just sight. Mortar is... I would like to try spending a use of my telepathic intrusion, but I want to try to amplify it. And I want to try to extend the range as far as Mortar can humanly do so, to try to detect at least the presence of where these assassins are coming from.
Okay. I will say this will take the casting of one of your spell slots in
Respect?
as part of this as a resource.
Yep, okay.
Okay. You otherwise use your telepathic intrusion, and in that moment you pick up 2 blips for creatures quite far out, maybe at the skirting of that 120 foot range. You otherwise pick up on those 2 blips, and then there's an immediate moment where they disappear. I will say, go ahead and roll me a charisma check. This will just be like your casting modifier here.
I believe I know what this is, and I think I have that spell. So charisma, so +6. Wait, no, that's saving throws. So my charisma is +3. Okay. Yeah, I think I know what this is, but I don't know if Mortar does. Let's find out. That's a 14.
So check Mortar spelled
14.
mortar. Like,
Mortar, yes, Mortar. But it's pronounced Mortar. For him, at least. Because he's an idiot.
Okay. So, you otherwise, with the 14, you picked up on them, and then they disappeared. That means that there isn't magic at play stopping them from being found. It does mean, however, that you know that these creatures are intelligent enough to know when they're being tracked. And that they have otherwise made checks against that.
Okay, alright.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with some Mortar there was a moment where, as he activated this, he almost extends his hand, his eyes flash purple as as this kind of radius almost expands. He spots them for a moment, they vanish, and then he kind of shakes his head and goes, they've got some means of evading detection, they're smart, they're very, they seem to be very clever, very magically adept. I don't really know what else I can do at the minute. I'm wounded. I'm not much use to the party at this moment. Would you say that was my action to do, Chris? To do
Yes.
the
Yeah. Telepathic intrusion is an action, yeah. Or it'll be the spatial awareness,
Right.
but yes, still.
Okay. So it was spatial awareness that I was using.
Yeah.
In which case then, oh no, that's as an action. Mortar is going to... Do we have any healing potions or anything?
I do.
I don't.
Yeah, I
guess-
have a lot.
Mortar is just going to basically ask Damian for a healing potion. And then if I can hold my bonus action, can I drink it?
Yeah, I'll say you can hold your bonus action to drink it, yeah. And I'll say, Damian, if you wish to spend your reaction to kind of pass that on, I'll allow it.
just to check, it's the poison damage is doing the most damage.
Yes, the poison is the worst kind of damage.
Yeah, seems like it.
Mortar, like the wound surrounding Mortar's stomach is like crisscrossed with different veins that are just bulging with different disgusting purplish colours. Mortar's opened his shirt essentially to patch the wound, so you would have seen that.
Okay, I have a question here looking at what's been written here.
Okay.
Now, Potion of Healing's what's been asked for. I've also got a Healer's Kit, but it specifies each creature can only be healed by this once per short or long rest. We're kind of in the middle of one, technically, question mark? How does that work?
That means that if you were to use the healer's kit on your turn as an action, because you have the healer's feat, I believe, that you'll use it effectively prior to the long rest, and then when the long rest completes, you'll be able to go from there.
Oh, okay.
So it would basically just be for this combat. The healing potion, on the other hand, is something that would be self-administered by Mortar. So you could use your reaction to hand him a healing potion, but you can't use the healer's kit until your turn.
Right. And then presumably lay on hands if memory serves takes an action.
Yes.
Yeah, it's an action.
I'm going to say that Damian doesn't react.
Yeah. Mortar's hurt, but he's doing okay. But he is hurt. So do what you need to do. And Mortar basically makes it clear that he's like, I'll grab a healing potion from your pack on my next turn.
Damien doesn't react whatsoever.
Okay.
Understood.
Okay.
Okay, that's the end of my turn, Chris.
Okay. End of your go. Romulus, you're up.
Okay, I have a couple questions just to confirm things.
Okay.
Are the arrows still in Mortar?
One of them
No, I've
what?
taken that.
You took both of them out. Okay.
Yes, I did. Or does that mean I would have taken more damage, Chris? Because I've only taken damage for one being pulled out.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'll say roll me a medicine check for the second one because you were patching it up.
Okay.
And I'll say
15 for the first.
you roll a 15 for the first. I'll say for this, the same DC will be for the as it is for the poisons. This is DC 14. If you fail, you'll take damage.
Natural 1.
That's a nat 1. I'm going to roll 2 dice.
Oh god.
You take
Oh, man,
take
that's rough.
minimum from 2d4 damage. You take 2 because I rolled 2
Oh,
ones.
dude.
Wow.
Lucky
That's
duck.
less damage
lucky
than you
duck.
took when you succeeded, right?
I know.
yeah.
I took
I
that.
will,
I
I
took
will
3
say
damage
this
for
though,
16.
as you otherwise pull the arrow out, although it doesn't do much damage, I will say that you will remain bleeding until you have completed a short or long rest.
That's fine. Mortar kind of as Romulus.
Or you
kind of
reach
looks
full
at
health,
Mortar.
I'll
He sees
say.
this.
Yeah.
He sees the second arrow and he rips the second arrow out, and it's just turning a wider pool of blood.
For
faster than
fuck's
Mortar
sake,
can catch it.
Mortar. I was just asking. I wasn't. Oh, so I wanted to just have a quick scan over them. I very much used to be a hunter. I'm
Yep.
just wanting to know if I can learn anything from the arrows that they're using.
The arrows are broadheads, kind of winged ones. They're designed for hunting. If they enter into an individual, they usually will wiggle around as the person moves to create more damage and create more bleeding. Also, by the
But their
looks,
intention is to penetrate rather than to dig in, technically more
Yes.
than necessary.
exactly, yeah, and then wiggle free and leave trails. But as you otherwise have a look at the arrows as well, and as Mortar mentioned, there is clear signs of poison being used.
Right. Can I? Is there any chance at all of identifying the poison?
This will be, I'll say this will be a nature or medicine check. This will be your action, unless you wish to use your bonus action, in which case it will be a disadvantage.
Okay. Just to check, we're currently
Inside Lean's tiny hut, and you're
Right.
safe. Yeah, this is going to be one of those, do you guys want to fight, or are you just going to kind of hold your own?
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. I have gloves of missile snaring, so I can feasibly go out
Oh.
there and start catching arrows.
That's
but
badass.
if they, stop my movement, I'm fucked.
Yeah, I know. It is con save based, so you're
Yeah.
pretty good at those. But
Pretty
it's
good,
on
yeah.
you. You'd be going out on your own until I'm back on my feet, and I find that unlikely because
Yeah.
I'm bleeding everywhere.
Yeah. If you want to do a medicine check,
how
you
long
can-
is the hut still up for?
You've had your first watch and you're in your second one, so you've probably got another 5 hours of the hut. So it means
Okay.
that you won't be able to get your full long rest at this point because it has been interrupted. Well, at least for Mortar.
That's fine. I was already at full because I'm a fucking barbarian fighter. As long as I don't use resources, I don't lose resources.
There you go.
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna focus at the moment on trying to learn what I can. We've already been interrupted. You need to focus on healing. I'm gonna, as a free action if possible, take out one of my potions and put it like next to you. I'm not gonna feed it to you unless
I appreciate that.
but I'm
No,
taking it out for you.
Appreciate that.
So it's
You
just
had a
normal
held
healing
bonus
potion
action,
stuff.
so if you wanted to do that now, you can.
Oh, if you're good with that, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, he had a held bonus action for it, so that'd be alright if you wanted to use that now. So that's 2d4 plus 2.
Absolutely. 2d4 plus 2.
You know, just help. maybe sprinkle a little bit on those wounds you just made.
Mhm.
Oh, Mortar full on empties it on there.
Okay, so that's 6.
Okay, 4 plus 2. Yeah, so
6
6
healing.
heals.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And then I'm going to be attempting a. Would I be able to potentially work on survival to learn about the poison at all if it's something that's a bit more natural?
I'll say medicine or nature will be the main ones, but you can work with survival if you want to, but the DC will be higher.
You can do it then.
I'm thinking my best bet is gonna probably be I'll go for nature first,
Okay.
and we'll work from there.
Okay, go ahead and make me a
Nice.
nature check.
Ah, for fuck's sake. It's a 7. It's not good.
7? No.
Oh.
The poison's poison. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of different effects that they can cause. There's different concoctions, different mixtures. You're not used to working with poison either, so in this instance you're very off-put, and you don't quite know what's causing it.
Right.
That's
I
your
don't
action.
recognize the poison. Someone who knows about those things might be beneficial from him.
Try
Did we
to seize up my
see?
movements.
Did we see him get hit at all?
No, because
No,
he
we
got
were
hit
asleep.
while you were all asleep.
Right.
Mortar will point out the last positions of when he last detected their essence.
Okay.
Okay. But we know that they've moved from there, or
Safe to say.
okay. But are you confident that that was where they were at when they hit you?
No, I can't say for sure.
Right. Were you
So far as-
facing?
so far as-
Were you facing towards them, or directly away from them, or to the side of them?
Mortar grits his teeth and he says, I noticed one of them in the trees. Tried to approach him, but I lost track of him. And then next thing he knew, it felt like the arrow came out from the complete opposite side of where he was. So I assumed there were 2 of them. I whirled on him and another one hit me. They seem to have some kind of targeted means of guiding their arrows.
Which does mean it's possible there's more. There's not more than one.
There's 2 for sure. I can confirm there's 2. I don't know.
For sure.
I don't know about more.
Oh, okay. Right. That's all I can reasonably do there for the moment. Yeah, no, that's all I can do for the moment. Yeah. I don't think there's anything I can do with my bonus action. Unless there's any sort of help I can provide to Mortar in preventing any more bleeding.
I'll say with your action, bonus action used in this instance, I'll say that'll be your turn spent with this instance. Kirv on her turn is going to hold until there's a game plan on what people want to do, because I'm not going to have her act on her own. Then back to the top of the round, Vinny is going to also do nothing because he doesn't want to get rid of the dome because he needs to keep his safe sanctuary up. Cat.
Could Vinny feed me a healing potion?
If he has one, yeah. Yeah, I'll say Vinny will be generally providing the help action, or he'll give a healing potion if he has one.
Right, okay.
Actually, does he have...
Oh, in fact, actually,
he
if
has
it's Vinny's
healing- he has
personal
healing
supply,
word.
don't. If it's
Yeah.
Vinny's personal supply of healing potions, don't touch that.
No, it's fine. He'll use healing word on you. And I'll
Right.
say he'll cast it... Yeah, he'll just cast it at first level. Because you can keep doing that effectively while you're inside the dome. He also lets everybody know that he can do lesser restoration in case somebody does get poisoned, but they have to make sure they're inside the dome when that happens, which is kind of problematic if you can't move. You heal for 8 healing there, Mortar.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Okay, so
Okay, Mortar is no longer bloodied.
Okay, that's his bonus action, and I'll say he's spending his action to provide the help action to anyone who may need it. Okay.
Okay.
So, Cat, what would you like to do?
Alright, I'm going to ask a very quick question, because I don't want to burn my action. Are we going out there and dealing with this, or are we staying in here and...
The trouble is, if we stay in here, they might set up traps and stuff for when we wake up, and we're going to be absolutely useless. I think we need to take care of this now before it becomes a bigger issue.
Okay.
Is we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. That's the downside. So weighing up those, we're in their terrain.
That's potentially true, but there is also the argument of we are comfortable in here. They can't get us in here. If we can also prepare, and they cannot see us in here. It is opaque. So, what we can do is we can come up with something they aren't expecting. I think we need to make use of this time of our own in order to find a way to outsmart them. They might be able to set up traps, but they can't come close to us without us seeing them. At least as long as we're on lookout. And they are out there in the cold, we are not. They may be well adapted to this environment, but they will still be affected by the environment to some degree. Is that fair to say, Chris?
Yeah. I mean, the environment is cold and windy, although it's calm weather, it potentially might get worse, you don't know.
Yeah.
There is obviously a lot of shelter because it's a heavily wooded area, so that could play factors, but yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, we do have a certain familiar that can produce water? Is this correct?
It's not much, but it's...
Do you mean Tula?
Yeah,
Tula,
Tula
It's
can
soap
create
water.
a little bit, yeah.
It's soapy
Not
water,
something to
but
drink.
yeah.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong, what is Tula's statistics technically?
Technically, nothing to do with combat. One hit, she dies.
No, I understand that, but what, like, does she have the ability to go invisible or anything
No.
like that?
She can cast
What's she try-
Prestidigitation infinitely, and this is in the form of producing soapy water to clean and remove dirt.
Yeah, that's literally it.
I can turn invisible so long as somebody falls prey to my spatial awareness ability. I would be considered invisible to them. So long as I can get close to them,
You can become
I can become invisible and start doing some shit to them. But
Okay.
Okay.
getting close to them is the issue.
I can cover. I have the ability to give cover for 2 attacks.
That'll do.
What I'm thinking is,
But I have to come with you.
if we can get,
Oh shit, yeah.
if we can get something out to be scouting around and they don't see it and don't kill it, then that gives us the opportunity to find out what the fuck's going on out there, how many there are, where they are, get an idea.
Okay, I have nothing that goes invisible. I mean, the only thing that can scout is either Jeff, who's, let's be honest, there's loads of crystals, so it's probably a bit noisy, and the other thing that can fly is Cinder, and that ain't stealthy in the slightest.
Hold on. Which
Kirv.
elemental would be summoned at the moment?
Pterodor, which is what I'm
And
going to be keeping you alive with.
Ooh,
How
yeah.
can How high can Pterodor throw someone?
Idea.
I have an idea.
Okay, I don't know. He's outside the bubble.
Okay,
Okay,
because
no.
I have levitate. If I can levitate myself high enough, I have myself a sniper perch.
Mhm.
They're not going to be looking up. They're going to be focused
They're-
on the dome. If we can get me up high, I can
They're
maybe do
also not going to be looking down. Pterodor can move through the earth, can't he?
He has Earth Glide, yes.
Why not have
That's
him
awesome.
go underground? Can
He can't see while he's underground.
Does he
we
not
don't
have
need him.
sense?
Yeah, but if they're in the trees, I believe Pterodor has tremor sense. Hang on, let me see. It's not.
We don't need him to see, not initially at least. All we need him to really do at the end of the day is get out. Question: how big is Pterodor's mouth?
Pterodor doesn't have a mouth. As much as...
He has jaws, but it's just rock in there. There's no, like, gullet or anything. It's just...
Okay, let's see the art. Let's talk about this. Okay, let's have a look-see. Okay. Do you think a bird could fit in whatever cavity there is?
Jeff, no, he's too big.
What about one of Kirv's birds?
Eugene and Filch are not going to do that, I'll say. As much as they might be ordered to do so, they aren't going to... At the moment, they're in the movement, in the idea of... I'll say, here's the narrative that takes place as Kirv tells them to go and find the gunman. No, we ain't gonna get shot out the sky. It sounds painful. I know you can bring us back, but I don't want to go yet.
Okay, fine.
So they're being rebellious.
Has got 60-foot tremor sense. He also has 60-foot dark vision. The dark vision requires him to be above the ground.
Yep, and the tremor sense will only work. The tremor sense will work in the trees, but the creature has to move in order to trigger it. Because tremor sense can't pick up a creature that's standing still.
Stationary. No, exactly. So, Pterodor cool, but Pterodor kind of needs to stay close to Cat, because if I'm going to protect someone, Pterodor's keeping Cat alive while I keep you lot alive.
This is to a degree, yes, but if we can get Pterodor out, we can start to do things.
Okay, this is how it's going. It's going to be a weird sequence of things. Cat is going to reluctantly step out of the bubble.
Do not step out of the bubble. No, you are not stepping out.
I have to activate my spell to keep you safe. I need to be in contact with Pterodor.
Don't do that. No one else is leaving the bubble yet. Do not do that. That is a bad idea at this point.
She can step back in once she's done.
Yeah.
You're gonna get shot. I'm telling you now, you're gonna get shot instantly.
You take a step out of the bubble?
I am going to take a step out of the bubble. I'm going to get Pterodor to protect me while I'm doing this.
Nice.
So he will have his intercept.
Okay.
And I'm casting Elemental Bond.
Okay.
Shield Maiden.
Okay. So, that hits. You do not have mage armor up. That is going to hit Pterodor, who is going to intercept. Pterodor takes 12 points of piercing damage, and roll me a Constitution saving throw for Pterodor, please.
Okay.
Does Pterodor have any advantages versus poison?
Let me see. Condition immunities. He's immune to poison.
The poisoned condition or damage?
Poisoned. And he's got damage immunity to poison.
So this will have no effect on him then. Okay. So he just takes the... What did I say?
12 damage.
It was more than 12.
Was it?
Yes, 19.
You said 12 piercing damage.
19.
Yeah, you said...
Oh, did I say 12? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. There isn't... Yes, 19. I've still got the dice here, so that's 19 points of piercing damage.
It's 19, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know why I said 12.
Okay, cool.
Oh well.
Right, that's fine, okay.
Okay.
That. And yeah, Cat will be casting Elemental Bond.
Okay. You cast Elemental Bond.
Ooh, first time.
Okay. So, why don't you describe to us what happens with Elemental Bond?
Okay. So, as Cat comes out, the excess of bubble, Pterodor leaps out of the ground, smacking the arrow with his tail. It's like cracking the crystal of his tail. As shards of crystal and debris of rock that come up with him levitate in the air and hurtle towards Cat. In amongst all the dust, several other crystals come out of the ground, and she steps out of all the dust back into the bubble. covered in an armor set.
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she turns around to you and say, you have 2 hits I can deflect.
So did Cat just summon plot armor?
Yeah.
In
Finally.
In essence, yeah, to a certain degree. I mean, the armor set itself, just so you know what this does, means that you can use Intercept twice and take the damage for 2 hits.
Well, for you lot. So
For you lot, yeah.
that's fine. There's 4 crystals sort of travelling around her as well.
Hey, roll me a
Sorry.
d20, see if wild magic goes off.
Oh, heavens.
Oh, please fireball us. That'd be perfect. Oh,
Yeah, because it'll only affect her and Terrador because you'll be inside the bubble. Natural
No,
20,
we're
you're
good.
fine. Okay.
I can... yeah, and that will end my turn.
Okay. You step back into the bubble, I assume?
Yep, I'll be stepping. That was as the end of the
Yeah,
transformation. Yeah.
Okay. And Terrador is going back underground.
Yep.
And how long does that transformation last for?
That lasts an hour. So I've got you for an hour.
The problem I am concerned with is that I think we could have waited until Mortar was in a better position health-wise before doing this.
Well, I'd rather be prepared and waste a slot than not be prepared and not.
Okay.
Right. Terrador's back in, right?
Terrador's back underground, yes.
Right.
Okay. Damian. From what we've otherwise discussed, the rest of you are watching as Damian is otherwise in shock. He is incapacitated. The protection from evil and good fades, and he is currently remaining inactive as he is in shock.
All right.
Okay. Mortar, it is your go.
Mortar is going to transform his weapon into the sniper rifle
Okay.
and is going to stand. And he's going to go. No time like the present. Mortar will step out of the bubble and raise his rifle, looking into the darkness, and under his breath he's going to say to the spirit of his weapon, guide my hand, steady my aim, call my shot, claim my game. And I'm going to try to persuade the spirit of the Black Scorpion to mimic a shot which they have taken to seek out the assassins.
Go ahead and make me a charisma check, please. Cat, your instincts through to your with your Terrador transformation, with your body of armor, you otherwise almost sense the arrow coming and feel the need to step in. Are you going to intercept?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So you take the damage for him?
Yep, that comes off the temporary hit point.
Okay. You take
Shit. That's an 8 on the charisma
an
check.
8. You otherwise kind of reach out to the creature in this instance, and you feel not necessarily a response of neglect, but an aspect of why should I?
Mortar grins and says, "Oh, fair enough." He is going to fire in the. He's going to. Oh man, there's nothing I can do. You know what? Fuck it. Weapon back to the Black Scorpion.
Okay.
Run 30 feet. Dash 30 feet. Bonus action teleport 30 feet.
Okay. To go 90 feet out. Okay. Cat,
90
you
feet
take
out. Drawing fire, hopefully, so that way these guys can see where these guys are coming from.
Okay. Cat, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw against the attack, please.
I That's 18.
Okay, you make the save. So, you take 19 points of piercing damage,
That's
and you
Ooh.
take half of 16 points of poison damage, so you take 8.
19.
As the arrow that's aimed for Mortar, you watch as it otherwise curves in such a fashion that it would cut straight through his neck, and in that moment you step up, raise the shield and block the attack as bits of crystal begin to flake away, the arrow itself taking a strong impact as the corruption begins to spread through the crystal and breaks parts of it away. Okay,
Well-
at that point, Mortar moves 90 feet away from you and is no longer within your range.
Mortar is then going to.
You are also outside the
Weapon
dome at this
frenzy.
point, Cat.
Okay, cool.
Weapon Frenzy takes
What's
a
our weapon?
bonus action, I believe.
It does not. That's Adrenaline Surge.
Ah, yes.
Weapon Frenzy says I take the attack action. As I'm running and as the arrow momentarily misses me, I want to try to clock where that arrow came from, and I want to see if I can see what shot.
Okay. This will be a perception check with disadvantage.
So a
So-
straight roll.
Straight roll for you, yeah.
Okay. Come on. Come on, dude.
Oh, it's just straight
Oh
roll.
wait, I don't know. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm rolling.
so it'll be
Sorry,
the-
I'm rolling.
That's fine.
twice.
I'll move one and you... Yeah, just re-roll that one. That's fine.
Re-roll this one. Okay.
Yep.
Oh, fuck me. Okay. We using that one, Chris?
Yep.
Okay. That is a 10.
10. You otherwise move out as best as you can. I'll say you don't use your Weapon Frenzy, as you otherwise kind of pause in amongst the forest. As you otherwise look around, you are unable to see your target. So I'll say you didn't use Weapon Frenzy in this instance.
Considering I teleported as my last action, do they know where I am?
Roll
do.
me a stealth check. I'll say... Given you don't have the action economy to take the hide action, I'll say make this a disadvantage.
Okay. Still with my plus 10 or no?
Yep, with your plus 10 because of the darkness, yeah.
Anything above single digits would be great.
So
that is a
16.
16.
Okay. You don't know if you've been spotted or not, but you otherwise kind of pause up against a tree in this moment.
I'm going to Weapon Frenzy, hold my action to fire at the source of when I see the next shot being taken.
Okay. With that, we move on to the next person in the initiative order, which is one of them. Okay, they're going to take a shot straight at you, Cat. That is a 21 to hit.
Could I attempt to shoot the projectile out of the air?
From this one in particular, you are not within range.
Right.
You head in the direction of one of them, but because they're flanking in two different directions, this one in particular is the one that...
Oh, I
Actually,
see.
I'll say, out of your options here, which way did you head, left or right?
Let's say I headed right.
Right, okay. Yeah, so you're out of range for this one.
That's fine.
Okay. So, Cat, does a 21 hit you? Cat? Jamie?
Yeah, sorry. I'm assuming Terrador's not in range.
No, he's underground.
No, that's fair. Okay, then yeah, it hits.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so you take 15 points of piercing damage.
Fine. Nat 20 with it.
Okay, I will say with the nat 20, you take no half of poison damage here. So you just take the 15 piercing.
Okay.
Okay, as the arrow shoots towards you, it otherwise digs through another portion of the crystal, breaking and crumbling away. I believe that's all the 10 hit points?
Yep. All 4 crystals are currently around Cat, but none of them are illuminated.
Okay, so I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw for your concentration now, please.
Aye. 2 damage carried over the Cat. So I don't know what I need to roll, but I'm rolling anyway. That's
Should be fine. DC's 10, so you're fine.
Oh, okay, that's 14.
Yeah, you're fine. Okay. That is that one's go. Romulus, you're inside the dome currently. You just saw Cat get hit by 2 arrows. One she blocked from Mortar. The other one came from a different direction.
Right.
And I'll say, Mortar, you headed in the direction of the arrow that was shot towards you, or close to it.
We know that these are curving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any information I can gather from seeing them hit as to where they might have come from?
No.
Any...
The arrows, just for reference, Cat noticed them travelling serpentine between 2 trees. They are being magically guided. So they are not travelling in straight lines or curves. They're travelling in wibbly-wobbly, wherever they need to avoid obstacles, it seems.
Okay, interesting.
Timey-wimey as well?
Yes. Well, not quite, but close enough. They're sometimes shooting outside of their turn by holding their action.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only thing I can really do at this point is charge out there.
In the direction
Stupid
Mortar
idea.
went, or in another direction?
For another direction, man.
Yeah, I'd go a different direction. I'd say it'd be heading opposite side, make myself a big obvious target, because they don't know I can potentially grab arrows out of the air, or at the very least reduce the damage they're going to be doing to me. So, yeah, if I hold my action to rage if I'm about to get hit, is that something I can do?
Yeah, I'll allow that, yeah.
That's really cool.
I will
No,
say... I'll
no,
say...
it's better if I... It's better if I do rage, because then I can maintain my my reaction. So
As a general note, keep in mind that obviously if you don't take damage, then it doesn't stick around. But
does that dissipate at the end of my turn or the start of my
start
turn?
of your turn. So if you activate rage now and then you don't take any damage or make any attacks, then it will end at the beginning of your next turn.
If they attempt to attack me but fail, does that still count?
I don't think so. I think it's if you attack, it carries. Otherwise, they have to deal damage to you. Your rage lasts 1 minute, ends early if you are knocked unconscious, or if your turn ends and you haven't attacked a hostile creature since your last turn or taken damage since then. So if you take no damage, then it doesn't do anything. Or then your rage will end. You have to be the one attacking.
I won't rage yet, then I'll keep that on hold.
Okay.
Much as I'd quite like to, it's just not going to be beneficial. So, yeah, my best option is to just charge out in the opposite direction, and I'm going to be trying using my survival skills to work out where the fuck they are, or where the fuck they could be.
Okay, so you charge out in one direction. Go ahead and make me a perception check, please. This will be with disadvantage. That's good.
That's an 18.
It's an 18. Okay. I need to roll their stealth real quick because I do not remember what this one had before. 18. That would be meets it, beats it. Yeah. You otherwise as you otherwise rush. Are you using your action to dash? Or you?
I mean, I guess that depends on what I see.
I'll say in this instance, Mortar told you that they were about 120 feet out. I'm going to require you to spend your action to dash in order to see them.
Then I will be dashing.
Okay. You otherwise rush out in a direction for what you generally know, in the opposite direction to what Mortar did. And as you rush out in the direction that the arrow had hit Cat from, you otherwise kind of move as fast as you can. And as you're going, you see a form in the top of one of the trees, kind of crouched down, kind of these dark clothings otherwise covering it. And you can see that the clothing itself seems to be almost changing colour to shift with that of the trees nearby to it. As it's otherwise there, kind of holding the bow in position, it notes you coming toward it.
Can I... These things seem to know when they were being tracked magically to some degree, but they we don't know that they know off, like, just if someone sees them. Can I try and make it look like I'm just charging randomly, like I'm not? I make it seem as if I don't know where they are from.
Make me a performance check.
Yeah, it probably won't work, but on the off chance, I might as well try.
It's a really good idea.
That's fine, because
It's a
I have to
really
roll
good
insight on my side in this instance. I'll say they didn't get great on their insight, but they got a decent modifier.
18.
18 will do it. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
In this instance, as you otherwise rush forward, you kind of you look around, and there's a feigned moment when you catch the glimpse of them out the corner of your eye, and you just kind of keep looking as if you don't know where they are. Yeah.
Are both of them there by Romulus?
No, just one. They're in opposite directions to one another.
Gotcha.
Okay. Kirv on her turn is going to otherwise look at you, Cat, and is going to say, I can take you towards one of them, but I need to know where I'm going. She will cast Thunderstep if you wish to take you 90 feet in a direction.
Cat, as it stands, knows Romulus can stand his ground. He's strong. She's been with him long enough to know a lot of his tricks. So, get me to Mortar. He's the one that's likely to go down.
She nods and is going to cast Thunderstep. So now we have Cat, Mortar, and Kirv all there. As there is this loud cracking sound that shakes around where Vinny is in the tiny hut. As this cracking sound takes place, the two of you otherwise blink away, otherwise now skidding next to where Mortar is. I'll have her roll a perception check with disadvantage, see if she spots anything. Her perception is +2. That's an 11. She doesn't see a squat. Okay. So, end of Kirv's go. Back to the top of the round. We have Vinny, who can't do anything, so now we move to Cat.
Okay. First things first, give me 1 second. I'm trying to see how much movement Terador has.
Okay.
Right, he's coming above ground and he's charging towards Cat with a dash. He's 60 foot closer to her. Because he's going to be desperately trying to catch up.
Okay. Yes, he will be.
And I will use my bonus action to recharge, so I'm burning another 4th level.
Okay.
To recharge my crystals. 1 second, let me quickly do that while I remember to do my math.
Okay.
Okay, do I roll wild magic for recharging?
This is consuming spell points for the purposes of casting a spell in theory, so yes, I'd say it would.
Okay, just want to double check.
Yep.
Yeah, no, we're good.
That's fine. Okay.
And I can't really do anything with my action. I don't have anything range. Can't cast spells anymore. You know what? Yeah, fine. Okay, I am going to turn around to Mortar. Stick with us. Got you covered. And I'm going to use my action to see if I can find them.
Go ahead.
Or one of them.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a perception check. I will say because you're spending your action to do this, the full action, this will just be a flat roll.
Okay. Ooh. My perception sucks, so this is going to be hard.
Yeah.
You know.
You're looking around, it's pitch black out here, and whatever this creature is, you cannot see it.
Okay. And yeah, that's it. I've recharged some crystals, and yeah. So the 2 shields reappear, floating next to Cat.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I would like both of you to make me Constitution saving throws, please. Cat and Mortar, and Kirv will need to make one as well. She has advantage because it's against poison.
Okay.
Okay. Kirv
No
is fine.
one's shooting me, the big dumbass.
No, it's the other one that you've gone into engagement range with. This is the one on
Dirty
Mortar's
20
side.
to Mortar.
Also a dirty 20.
Okay.
Hey!
As the two of you are there, you can't see anything, and you hear this click, and as you all kind of simultaneously look down, you see this small metal sphere explodes into this ball of gas which coats the area. As you all attempt to hold your nose and breath, there is a moment of this sudden choking sensation that runs through your throat. You succeeded, but you're still going to take damage. Obviously, you'll be taking halved, and you won't be poisoned by this. So that is 23 points of poison damage, halved to 11 for you lot, and halved again to 5 for Kirv.
So 23 half to 11. Okay,
Yep.
did you say I could intercept that?
No.
I can't intercept that.
No,
okay,
this is
right.
a saving throw, not an attack roll.
Right, no, that's
Gas.
cool. So,
Yeah.
right,
As-
Not intercept gas.
As they otherwise throw it, and
Right.
there's this explosion of gas in this moment. You otherwise hear this kind of swift rustling in the trees nearby. And Mortar,
Did I see where they threw it from?
at this moment, you are heavily obscured by the poison gas. I'll say that you saw the general
I have
direction that it
eyesight.
rolled from. Oh, that's true. Yeah. So I'll
if
say,
they're within 30 feet of me, I know where they are.
yeah, you saw roughly 30 feet away. They otherwise threw the canister, and this instance otherwise hits the ground, and they dart outside of your blind sight range. I'll say, go ahead and roll me a survival check to try and get a gauge of what direction they're headed.
These guys have got a lot of movement.
22.
22. You watch as this individual springs from one branch to the next, heading what looks to be eastward, towards the Lehman's tiny hut, and towards its friend, quite possibly.
Yeah, absolutely not. Mortar is going to sprint 30 feet in the direction of this guy. Is he
Okay.
within range of Black Scorpion?
So hold on a moment. So, Damian, make me a wisdom saving throw on your turn,
Oh,
please.
right. Awesome.
Yep, that's fine.
Oh. Do I get advantage? Do you know anything?
I'll say this is just going to be a base wisdom saving throw. I'm going to say, according to what you have stated, I will say a 10 or lower is going to be you're going to go berserk and try and kill one of these people.
Oh,
Oh,
beautiful. No, I think we're good.
Okay, you compose yourself, but you are not in a
Yes,
frenzied
20.
frenzied manner. So
Was
what
that saving throw?
Yeah.
It's 30-20.
Yeah. So in this instance, you otherwise in this moment you can hear the sound of the fighting. You can hear the sound of what is an explosion off in the distance. There's the rumbling of otherwise the thunder from nearby, and then it suddenly shakes you awake, and almost a recollection of like, okay, Starlight is dead. You can bring her back. You can bring him back though. And kind of with that understanding, despite the mourning, you go, okay, I can bring back Starlight, but my friends need me right now. And in that moment, your mind kind of connects with itself, and you otherwise not necessarily come to your senses, but you stabilize yourself in this instance.
Okay, well, my bonus action, I said, well, at least, yeah, I guess it would probably be bonus action, would be to notice I'm not wearing any armor, and that's my action, to try and don my armor.
Okay. You'll be donning your armor. It will take, unfortunately, a while, but you'll do your best to
Yep.
try and put on as many pieces as possible. Okay. Mortar, now it is your go.
Did I use my weapon frenzy because I didn't get a shot off?
No, you wouldn't have used your weapon frenzy.
Okay.
No.
All right,
In this
thank
instance,
you.
it was a manner of they moved out of like a good line of sight for you before you managed
I
to do
see.
anything, because it was heavily obscured and you would have been disadvantaged shots. So I'd say you wouldn't have taken them.
I see. Mortar will run in the direction of that he sensed the other one fleeing towards, in the direction of the hut and his friend. Are they within range of Black Scorpion?
Okay, you are running. How far is your movement speed?
30 feet.
Okay, 30 feet. You do not necessarily know where they are. You can't see them.
Can I sense them though? 30 feet of blind sight.
30 feet of blind sight? No.
Also, I can sense the thoughts of all creatures and
Just
stuff
with-
using my telepathic intrusion.
In this instance, I will say the blind sight doesn't pick up on anything, and the telepathic intrusion doesn't seem to pick up on anything either, suggesting that they are either outside of a good range of you, so they may have gone in a direction and then turned, you're not sure, or alternatively they are in such a manner that you can't intercept thoughts between them, if they are having those with telepathic intrusion.
Right.
You can dash
So
and try
use
and
my
get
movement.
more distance
I will teleport 30 feet forward.
with your bonus action.
Mhm.
Okay, using the other one of your side steps, you shoot forward and you blink forward. You are now 30 feet from where the dome is.
Do I sense anything?
I'll say go ahead and roll me a perception check at this point, because there's a chance that you might.
Okay.
This will just be
Or advantage on this.
Yeah, this will be advantage, because this will be your blind sight trying to pick them up.
That's better. That's 26.
Yeah, you can sense the target at the edge of 30 feet away from you. They are currently poised in one of the trees, and you can tell that they seem to be moving at a pretty high speed.
Okay. Alright then, I'm going to transform Black Scorpion into a sniper rifle, and I'm going to take 2 shots
Okay,
at him.
go ahead.
Okay. 23 to hit.
23. You otherwise take the shot. Go ahead and roll damage.
What is it? I think it's a D10 for yes, D10 plus 5.
Okay. That's the green ones.
Mm-hmm.
11
6
points of
plus 5
damage.
is 11 points of force damage.
Cool.
I will take another shot.
Go for it.
That's a crit.
Okay.
Okay,
roll me that.
2 of those. That is 14 plus 5 is 19 points of damage.
Okay.
And Weapon Frenzy.
Go for it.
Uh, 16 to hit.
Misses.
Okay. Final shots.
Hits.
28 to hit.
Yeah, hits. Ah.
Ah, hates it.
No.
6 points of damage.
Okay, still a good amount of damage. You otherwise take the shots, and as you otherwise fire at this individual, you otherwise see it otherwise puncturing through clothing. You do not see any splatters of blood or gore. You do not see any of that as the rifle shoots through the form. There's a moment as you otherwise get a good lined up shot, you shoot towards it, and you watch as it bends out of the way, as it uses its uncanny dodge to avoid or take half damage from the crit. And then the final shot, as you otherwise get a good shot at it, otherwise breaks through the portion of the tree that it's using as cover and otherwise hits it. Straight on, doing some good damage. Okay.
Right. Okay.
That's your turn.
I think that's everything. Yeah. That's
Okay.
all I can do.
Alright, the one near you, Romulus. I will say you watch as it otherwise lifts its head, looking in the direction behind you, and it's going to run.
Okay, when we say run away, run towards, what direction?
It's jumping, from what you can tell, it's jumping at an angle which is not necessarily towards the dome, but in a kind of eastward, northeastern direction.
So would sort of circle around or
Yes.
or strafe it.
Yes, it's strafing around the edge, but from
This would bring it closer to me then.
slightly
To some
closer, yeah. It's still in the treetop, so it's like 20 feet up, so it's jumping from one branch to the next, because these are pines, so it's having to be quite high.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to use all of its movement to make that distance. Okay, Romulus, you watch as it otherwise leaps away, heading northeastward.
Its closest point to me.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it closest to me?
In what manner? When it was leaping overhead?
Oh, when it's moving.
Yeah.
The closest it will be about 20 feet away, because it's in the branches.
And where does it end up?
About
How far away from it at this point?
Your best guess is maybe 60, 70 feet away.
Okay, so that's some real speed. So
That's some
there's definitely
road shit
dashing
right there.
Yeah, and that's all right, Damian. Yeah, if you need to head off, that's quite all right. Yeah, I mean, you'll be
I
donning
probably
your
also
armor.
need to head off.
Yeah,
very
we'll probably
shortly.
get to the end of this turn, and then we'll hop back to the top and pause the combat there.
Right.
Yes, take care,
I
Damian.
think then
And I'll see you on Tuesday.
so it's now 70 feet away from me, give or take, right?
Yeah, you didn't see exactly how far it went, but it moved at a very quick speed through the trees.
Okay. I have a potion of climbing in my inventory.
Okay.
If I was to use that,
Mm-hmm.
and if I was to use a dash, would I be able to get up into melee range of this creature?
What does the potion of climbing specifically do?
I haven't. You never gave me an actual description, so I've just got potion of climbing.
Right, let me have a look.
Give you a climb speed, I guess.
I'd assume so.
Potion
I
of,
don't know.
Potion of climbing is one of those weird ones which I think it just gives you advantage on. When you drink this potion, you gain a climb speed equal to your walk speed for an hour. So yeah, you would be able to
that's
run
pretty
up the
good.
tree. Yeah.
Okay. And if I had, let's say, 70 foot of movement, which is my dash speed, would I be able to get up in melee?
It would be 70 feet horizontally, so you'd need a little bit further than that.
What if I was to make some athletics checks to sort of leap up
Push
the
yourself?
trees as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say that. That'd be fine. You would
Okay.
have advantage on those checks because of the potion of climbing. So your bonus action would be necking the potion.
Yep. So let me just... I might as well just delete the whole thing from my inventory there.
Yep, he's drunk it. We're not getting another one of those again.
Well, not anytime soon, no.
No.
And yeah, I'm going to dash to get up towards it. What exact roll are you wanting me to make?
Athletics with advantage, please.
Athletics with advantage. Love to hear that.
Yeah, natural 20.
That's beautiful.
You otherwise, using the speed and necking the potion, you otherwise jump and grab hold of a portion of the tree in that moment. You almost feel almost like these pads begin to form on your hand as you pull yourself up, and with monstrous strength you swing off of one branch, push yourself forward, land on the next, and jump as you see the figure otherwise stop, look towards what looks to be its companion at this point that's behind a tree, and you land right next to it on the branch. Although you cannot do anything else with your action this turn,
Well,
you're adjacent
that's
to it.
not true.
Oh, you're going to
That's not
surge.
true.
Surge.
Okay.
Yes!
Dun, 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 dun,
Okay.
dun, dun,
Oh,
dun, dun.
Okay, so that's 2 attacks.
Things are about to get a little interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
As I'm going to be making use of Stagger. 2 attacks, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose there's any chance of advantage because this thing's got to be fucking surprised.
No, not in this instance.
Worth a try. Okay, so I've got a +9 to Stagger.
Okay.
God, we're hoping for something good though. 21.
21 hits.
Woo!
Wonderful. And that is 2d6 plus 7. Not got any bonuses I can add to that at the moment, as much as I'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I roll second time.
Yep. Obviously ignore the d10.
Oh shit! Yep.
Yep,
Sorry.
so that would be a 5 and a 5, so that is 10.
Do I re-roll the
plus-
2 because it could technically be a 6?
Technically, yeah.
No.
Oh,
Okay. Well, it's
no, it's a 10
well,
regardless.
yeah.
Okay.
So 17 points of damage on the first hit,
Okay, good hit.
and then might as well just
Yep, and we'll do the sets vertically. Natural 20.
Oh,
Hell yeah!
Okay, so
Hell
let me
yes.
quickly copy and paste these, because this will be for the second set. So
Yep,
roll this
okay,
for the
so
second
I'll-
set, and then re-roll.
Do you want me to-
The 2.
okay. So
And then we'll re-roll all of the 2s. So roll this one, and this one need to be re-rolled.
Okay. Okay.
So it'll be the 11 plus
Okay.
11 plus 9, so that's 20 plus 7, so 27.
27.
It's going to use its uncanny dodge to half that to 13.
Distressing, but all right.
Okay.
I feel like it needed to though.
It needed to,
Um,
yeah. It's you can't tell what state it's in.
I'm just going to, like in this moment, just say, Oh, sorry. Oh god, I don't have a bonus action. That's sad. I could have, because I got critical hit. I could have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all I'm gonna say is just this: you've made a mistake. If you give up now and talk, I'll let you live.
I'll say go
And
ahead
that's
and make me a perception check in this instance, as you have done a good amount of damage.
Perception. Okay. Come on, big boy. 19.
19. You watch in this moment as you make your heavy swings against them. You otherwise cut through the kind of section of cloth in front of them, and you feel your blade begin to like cut against stuff and glance off as if it's hitting something hard. It's at this moment, as you're otherwise looking at them, the form otherwise turning to you, this massive, otherwise crooked wooden bow in its hand. You see the arrows that are otherwise placed inside of a otherwise a quiver to its side. As it looks at you, you see a skeletal skull. This is an undead. And
Sorry, I'll let you unlive.
in this moment, I'll say that you realise these things aren't giving you any answers. They don't fear death. Kirv, at this point, is going to spend her turn running towards Mortar, and then that will be the end of the turn, and we will move back to the top of the initiative, where we will catch up next time, I think. So, as our party otherwise move on a new adventure into the wilderness to try and get some information that they might need, they're otherwise attacked by a group of assassins, who they now learn to be these undead. Let's see if they manage to escape next time. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.